certified by the manufacturer who extend warranties up to 50 years. Not only that, but Crandall Roofing's simple pricing plan ensures absolute transparency. Hey, with straightforward rates and no hidden fees, Crandall Roofing makes roofing solutions easy. Visit their website at crandallroofing.com or call 707-586-2500. Let your next roof be your last roof. Crandall Roofing, Diamond certified and proud partners with the Sonoma Stompers. Hey, honey, what company the neighbors use for their tree work?
I don't know, some discount tree service.
They even know what they're doing.
They're cutting down the tree. It's not rocket science. Try.
Cutting down a tree may not be rocket science, but you do need a professional trained in the arbor sciences to do it right. Call Arbor MD to make sure your tree work is done with care by a certified arborist. Arbor MD provides expert tree care, including pruning and pest control. Don't hire a discount tree service to save money. Hire a professional tree doctor. Hire Arbor MD. Go to arbormd.com or call 415-250-2012. The owners of Jacob's Restaurant have done it again. They've opened another restaurant in town, the Verano Cafe, and it is absolutely fantastic. Verano Cafe has classic breakfast items that everyone loves, but they've raised the bar by offering incredible dishes like chicken and waffles, steak and eggs, and the best chilaquiles in town. Cafe Verano's lunch offerings include burgers, unique sandwiches, and classics like fish and chips. But let me tell you what, their dinner selections, wow, you're not going to believe it. These selections are incredible. Classic French, Italian, the best seafood, it just doesn't get any better than this. Verano Cafe, located on the corner of Highway 12 and Verano Avenue. Wow, check it out. Local expertise worldwide. Sotheby's International Realty is well known for their exceptional real estate agents that distinguish themselves in communities all over the world. To learn more about real estate in Napa, Sonoma, San Francisco, and the rest of the Bay Area, or around the globe, contact Sotheby's International Realty Wine Country Brokerage at 707-935-2288. That's 707-935-2288. Sotheby's International Realty. The Sonoma Stompers are excited to have Jacob's Restaurant providing all of our concessions this season. At the ballpark, you'll find Chicago dogs, pizza, and salads. But in their restaurant, you'll find an outstanding menu featuring the best Mediterranean-style offerings in town. Seafood linguine, chicken piccata, ravioli, risotto, pizza, and so much more. Don't forget to try their desserts. Jacob's Restaurant is located on 1266 Broadway, right next to Traintown. Jacob's Restaurant and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners. The Stompers are proud to have Adam's Chiropractic as our official chiropractor. Keeping our players healthy and in the lineup is our #1 priority. And Adam's Chiropractic is right there every step of the way, thanks to Dr. Lawrence Adams.
Yippee, skippy, hacha matcha.
Flybird Margarita is our new and delicious cocktail that's ready to go, no bartender needed. Flybird Margarita is crafted in Mexico with 100% Mexican agave wine and all-natural flavors. Whether you are in the mood for a classic Baja lime or strawberry, Flybird has your margarita ready on the fly. Just twist open the bottle, pour over ice, and enjoy. Since it stays fresh for up to 2 weeks after opening, imagine all the places you'll be able to pour the perfect margarita. Taco Tuesday, backyard barbecue, cheering on your favorite team, or simply while basking in the sun all by yourself. Flybird ready-to-drink margaritas. It's margaritas on the fly.
Cresco Rents. What you need, when you need it. And we show you how to use it. It's simple. You choose it, you use it. We have the right tool for every job. Never buy it, never store it. When you need it, just rent it.
I'm Chris Smith, president of Cresco. If you need it, Cresco's got it.
All over the Bay Area and online at CrescoRent.com.
The Sonoma Stompers are tail-wagging happy to have partnered with Pets Lifeline. Pets Lifeline offers several programs for pet owners in Sonoma, from dog training classes to spay-neuter and microchipping. Pets Lifeline also has a trap, neuter, and return feral cat program, as well as resources to help with rehoming a pet. Pets Lifeline is here to support pet owners in keeping their pets healthy and happy. Pets Lifeline is also hosting Bark in the Park on June 27th, so you can bring your pet to a Stompers game. Pets Lifeline and the Sonoma Stompers, proud partners.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help the Sonoma Stompers reduce their carbon footprint by participating in our recycling program. Bins are clearly marked, and with your help, we can keep Arnold Field a clean and green place to enjoy baseball.
Yippee! Yippee!
The Sonoma Stompers are proud to have teamed up with Park Point Health Clubs this season. Let Park Point's innovative fitness and lifestyle programs improve your quality of life through our Focus 30-30 nutrition and training program. Or take Pilates.
Well, the time for tune-up games are over, and league play is here for the Sonoma Stompers. A 3-2 record last week in league play. They take the off day, and it's time to kick it into gear. 6 CCL games in as many days, starting against a home set 2 against the Slow Blues. You might remember them from the CCL wildcard game last year. The Stompers went down to San Luis Obispo, got a win. They'd eventually fall in the CCL North title game to Walnut Creek, but that's a story for another day. Last season, these two teams matched up 4 times in the regular season. 3 of those went to Slow, including a 2-game sweep up here in Sonoma. Welcome inside the Sonoma Index Tribune broadcast booth. I'm Kieran Costa, joined alongside Roman Raffelli, getting you set for some Tuesday evening baseball here in Sonoma County. And, well, it was a wild one on Sunday, Roman. A back-and-forth affair ends with a Hirian Hahn walk-off single. Stompers have played close games. That has to help you come league play time, doesn't it?
Right, you got to imagine they're going to be, feeling the competitive spirit here. They've played competitive games. They know what it's like. This isn't going to be a moment that's too big for them by any means. It's a tall task. You talk about a team that was in the wild card, put up a good fight, and took more games from you last season than you did to them. So a big matchup, a competitive matchup, and it's going to be a good one. Yeah, speaking of Hirian Hahn, the walk-off hero from Sunday stays in the 2-hole. He's bumped the 2-hole. He's in the 3-hole then. Solid day, got on base 3 times before that walk-off single in the 9th. He's bumped to the 2 spot today. Colton Boardman in the 5-hole. What do you think of those lineup moves? I think it's good to keep the hot bat near the top. Hirian Hahn's been doing everything well. He's made some great plays in the field, and then, of course, had the walk-off single, and has really just been doing everything. We talked about it. You talked about it with him pregame or postgame last game. He was in the bullpen getting ready to pitch the 10th, and then goes out there and just hits a single. It's effortless for him, and he's been taking really good at-bats. And for Colton Boardman, he had the day off, so he's just kind of maybe knocking off the couple days rest or just having a really solid top 5. This is a 5-man lineup to start it that I don't know that I would want to go against. Yeah, Boardman in the 5-hole talking to Zach Pace pregame. He said, that's an RBI spot, and I really like what I've seen from Boardman hitting there. And then Hahn, what more do you want from him? His approach has been amazing all season. The whole coaching staff's been gushing about him. Coach Gilroy, Coach Mayo, the hitting coach, and Dave Hogue down there during batting practice. They all like what they've seen from him. Landon Akers stays in the 1 spot. He had the big home run. You think we see home run power from a lot of guys in this lineup, including Brady Shannon. He's not there today. He's
a new addition to the roster from Youngstown State, battling illness. We won't see him today, but who else do you think we could see home run power from today in this lineup?
I mean, there's a lot of them. Nick Sebastiani always got a chance for it. McCann Libby's been seeing the ball really well. But Landon Akers at the top of the lineup. He crushed that ball just last game. And even Charlie Malton put together some good ABs, had some good power. Anthony Scheffler is always a good candidate. And, of course, Trent Keys had his bomb in the ninth a couple games ago. A lot of solid power, sprinkled in throughout the lineup. But what's really the good thing about this lineup is there's just so much consistency throughout it. Everyone here can live in the gaps. They can go for the deep ball, or they can just give you a really good team AB, end it with, a sacrifice bunt or whatever Coach Pace needs them to do.
Yeah, we love the long ball up here, obviously, but down there in that dugout, Zach Pace cares about quality at-bats, and Charlie Moulton gave 5 of them in 5 tries in Sunday's contest. That was a single, a sac bunt, a sac fly, a walk, and another single. Moulton well-deserved to get back in the lineup today, and some options off the bench. You have a lefty in Paul Lazul, a couple other guys that can knock the ball around, but they go up against a slow Blues team, let alone it being CCL action. You're facing a perennial CCL North powerhouse in the Blues. I mean, what do you think changes for these players when it's a true uptick in competition?
Right, I mean, it's an uptick in competition, but really, they got to continue doing what they've been doing. They've been playing good team ball. The offense has had its moments, come in waves at times, but then, of course, you put up 15 on Sunday afternoon. That's a good sign, especially when they played on a tight turnaround. But you just got to keep doing what you're doing. The bullpen needs to continue to be solid, have good team ABs, and just play small ball until you can find that long ball. It's something we talked about. They're just going base to base, station to station, doing what Zach Pace needed him to, and then the triple came in, the double came in, and that's just what it's all about. You got to continue to do that.
Well, that's the hitting side. The pitching side, Zach Pace is going to turn to Jaden Harper, righty out of Cal State Fullerton, 14 appearances. So he's a guy that's pitched a lot. We've seen with a lot of these guys, they didn't get a lot of run at their schools. Fullerton pitched 14 appearances, had some starts, and he did it at the D1 level. Fullerton, a very good program. I mean, they played teams like Stanford, other good teams, D1 programs out in California. How do you think his experience helps him against a lineup that has some veteran guys, a lot of D1 guys for the Blues? I mean, a couple Texas products. I mean, both of them not on the regionals roster, a disappointing regional for Texas anyway. But how do you think Jaden Harper's experience helps him today?
Yeah, I mean, he's pitched in big moments, and he's performed well. He should be a guy who's confident on the bump and knows to just trust his stuff and trust the defense behind him as well. He had an opponent batting average of 198 this last season. That's incredible. I mean, you just got to continue to come in here with that mindset, go throw strikes, roll ground balls, and he's a guy who can get the K too. He had 23 and just 29 in the third innings. It was really solid. Just needs to come out here, give his team a good start, and start CCL play with a good one.
Dean Trainer and Zach Pace, 2 veteran managers of this league, both been around a while out at home plate, talking to our umpiring crew. And let's finish out this edition of the Stompers pregame show as we do every day. You have 9 guys in the lineup, a starting pitcher, and a couple guys out of the bullpen to choose from. Roman, who's your player to watch?
For me, it's going to be Landon Akers. He's hitting in the leadoff, hitting .556 coming into CCL play. He's the hot hand, and he's been really good in the field as well. Just a guy they can rely on, and I don't know if there's a game more fitting to rely on your hot hand. I
mean, we have funny. I'm not going to call you chalk, but we'll see what we see come. First pitch coming up in just a few minutes. The managers have shaken hands, and we're just about ready for baseball. We have anthems and lineup, and, of course, first pitch of the CCL campaign coming up on the other side. For Roman Raffelli, I'm Kieran Costa, wrapping up this Tuesday evening edition of the Sonoma Stompers pregame show on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
Hey, Sonoma! How's everybody doing today? This is our CCL League opener versus the San Luis Obispo Blues. How many Blues fans do we have here today? Fantastic. Thanks for showing up. Quite a drive, if you ask me. How about Stomper fans? All right. Well, I'd just like to remind everyone, Jacob's Restaurant is right down the left field line. They've got some fantastic food. Wood-fired pizza, hot dogs, Bosch Sean's barbecue sauce on a short rib sandwich. This is fantastic. And the best churros around. So they've got a lot more than that. Check out their menu. If you want cold beer, We've got cold beer right behind the Stompers dugout and behind the visitors dugout. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your Sonoma Stompers. Leading off from Bellarmine University, he's playing center field tonight, number 33, Landon Akers. Batting second from Modesto Junior College, second baseman, Perion Kong. From Santa Rosa Junior College, batting in the 3 spot, right fielder Nick Sebastiani. Batting cleanup for the Stompers from Louisiana Tech, designated hitter number 49, McCann-Libby. From CSU Northridge, batting 5th, he's playing shortstop tonight, number 3, Colton Boardman. From Los Medanos, playing left field, batting 6th, number 29, Charlie Malta. Batting 7th from Ohio State University, third baseman number 52, Anthony Scheffler. Batting 8th from San Jose State University, first baseman number 25, Trent Keyes. Batting 9th from Los Medanos, he's catching today, number 26, Luke Duncan. And starting at pitcher, number 51 from CSU Fullerton, Jaden Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise while we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, and God bless America.
The anthem's been sung, the managers have shaken hands, and now we're under 3 minutes away from the start of the Collegiate League season. Just a reminder, the Stompers finished 3rd in the CCL North last year. That set up a matchup with these San Luis Obispo Blues down in SoCal in the CCL wildcard game. The Stompers win that one, and they lose in the CCL North title. And now the hunt for the first CCL chip here in Sonoma starts today, and it's on the back of Jaden Harper, the 6'1", 180-pound right-hander. Hails from Fremont, California, comes to us via Fullerton. In 14 appearances, 4 starts, 26 innings, a 3-0 record, a 2.77 earned run average, 16 walks and 20 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 148 against him, and that was my mistake. He's a lefty, and he'll face this lineup announced by Dean Trainer. The center fielder, E.J. Royal, leads off, followed by the shortstop, Cade O'Hara. The left fielder, Mason Ashlock, hits third. cleaning up is the right fielder Donovan Jordan. The third baseman Gavin Smith hits 5th, and the first baseman Brendan Comerford hits 6th. 7, 8, and 9 go Jake Hicksonbaugh, the catcher Cam Andrews, and the second baseman Kosei Suzuki. A strong 9 from Dean Traynor and an ever-relevant team down south in the Slow Blues. They enter 6-1. They handled their out-of-league opponents a little better than the Stomps did. Just one loss in a week of play. The Stompers enter 3-2. And why not set the defense behind Mr. Harper before we get ready to go? Charlie Moulton's in left. That's his first start there. Nick Sebastiani's in right. That's his first start there of the season. Landon Akers getting comfortable out in center. He's there for the 6th consecutive game. Anthony Shepler at third. Colton Boardman back in there at shortstop. Gideon Hahn plays second. And Trent Keys is at first. Luke Duncan, the catcher for Jaden Harper. E.J. Royal, a right-handed hitter who played his college ball this season at Utah Tech, digs in from the right side. And Blake Dempsey, the home plate umpire, is getting ready to set up first pitch. Here we go. The hunt for the California Collegiate League title starts right about now as Harper delivers to Royal a called strike number 1. 72 degrees at 6:06 here in Sonoma. Harper ahead of Royal. No balls and 1 strike. The lefty rocks and fires. Inside and low, 91 miles an hour on the gun from Harper. Blake Dempsey is the home plate umpire. Dean Poteet helps him along the first baseline, and Eric Thompson down the third baseline. The pitch from Harper is lined back to the screen and foul 1-2. And staying ahead of the leadoff man is Harper. Not the ideal season for his Fullerton Titans, but you face D1 opponents, and that's what you like coming into summer ball. Duncan sets up outer third. The pitch is lined fair down the first baseline, and that's in the corner for trouble. Sebastiani's all the way over to get it. Royal's heading towards second, and he gets a stop sign from Rene Regulato, and an opposite field double to open up the ball game for E.J. Royal, and an immediate threat for the visitors. Runner on second with nobody out.
Yeah, Royal, a great hitter there. Just hit the ball where it was pitched. Got a fastball on the outside corner and sent it down that right field line. Able to utilize some pretty solid speed at the top of the lineup and a great leadoff double.
That brings up Cade O'Hara, who played for these Slow Blues back in 2023. And UT Austin product, redshirted just 3 days before the season. An unlucky draw for the shortstop today. Two-way player. He also pitches for San Luis Obispo. The pitch outside at 79. Went with a breaker, and the count's 1-0. It's always tough to get redshirted that close to a season, especially a guy that's been on that roster for a couple years. Came out of the bullpen last year down in Austin. The 1-0 home. This one finds the corner at 89. The count's 1-1. Just getting started, top of the first, we're scoreless. E.J. Royal led off the game with a double. The 1-1 coming. Lefty on righty, and Harper gets him to chase. Swings and misses over 78 miles an hour. Slider from Harper. Mason Ashlock waiting on deck. Harper looking to put away. He's ahead 1-2. He delivers and tries that outside corner again. He's not letting anybody get extended. It misses. The count's 2-2. Another slider at 76. Stompers coming off of the rest day yesterday, so are slow. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harper checks second and comes home. Struck him out swinging.
That's a great sequence there. Harper struck out 23 in his spring season. Able to vary the slider and the fastball there. Really solid fastball, right about 90 miles an hour, and he's even touching about 80 with the slider. Able to use it on the back door there and get a big strikeout with a runner on second.
Zach Pace has been not really giving guys a lot of length, especially early in the season, seeing what they get out of them. But Harper is a guy whose his last 2 starts at Fullerton were his longest of the year. So he's already lengthened out, and he misses over but low. The count's 1 ball and no strikes to Mason Ashlock, who's hitting the cover off of the baseball. In 3 games, he's 6 for 8 with a triple and 4 RBIs. Not a guy you want to put one in the zone to. Harper has to challenge with a 1-0, and does. He finds the outside corner 1-0, and Roman, we're here watching batting practice. He has his hat on backwards, and he was crushing the ball over that short little left field porch. He's awaiting a 1-1 from Harper. He delivers, and it's fouled into the glove of the catcher, Duncan. The count's 1-2. At Weatherford College, he had 46 games, so a guy that's used to being in the lineup every day, 46 RBIs in 46 games.
Yeah, just an effortless swing, great power in the bat, really good ball player.
1-2 coming. Harper delivers and strikes him out swinging, chases a fastball at 91. Back-to-back punch-outs for Jaden Harper, and E.J. Royal's got to be pretty bored of standing out there at second base. His next 2 hitters haven't been able to get him over, but things don't get any easier for Harper as he faces the cleanup man, right fielder Donovan Jordan. Jordan, with that bright pink bat, stands in from the right side. 4 straight righties to start the night against the lefty Harper. First pitch to Donovan is a called strike number 1. 90. His fastball is right around 90-91. Jordan, injured 2. He battled 2 injuries at Texas, did not make an appearance in the Burnt Orange, and he's entered the transfer portal as of this morning. So a short stint down at UT Austin for Jordan, but he takes low here in Sonoma. The count's 1-1. He's played every day. He's played 6 of the 7 for Slow so far. 10 for 24 with a couple doubles and 7 driven in. Sort of in the Anthony Shepler camp. You're at a D1 program, but you're not getting any run. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Challenged him in the zone. And Jane Hubbard's been filling up the zone after that double to open up the ball game.
Yeah, doing a really good job sticking to his game, throwing strikes, and he's also kind of staying on that outside edge. He knows he's not going to get the left-on-left matchup here early in the lineup, but is able to paint that outside corner and make them, go the opposite way, which, to their credit, happened once, but not since.
Harper's 1-2 is fouled back to the screen. The count holds. Gavin Smith, another right-handed hitter, waiting on deck.
And going back to the guys at D1 programs, not seeing a lot of run, it's an interesting thing because you're good enough to get recruited to those big-time programs, those UTs, the Big Tens, the SEC schools, but then it's tough to get into the lineup there because there's just so much talent, but they're able to showcase it here and get better during the summer.
Jordan waggles that pink bat and sends this one to center. Akers chasing back. He's turned away from home plate, and he makes a running catch in dead center field. Jordan sent it 370 feet to dead center. The problem is there's a 405 sign out there. What a play from Landon Akers. A double and a crush ball to center, but it's all for night. Hats off to you, Landon Akers. A nice play by the center fielder ends the threat. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left. Nothing across for Slow with Sonoma coming up in the bottom half.
Bachelorette parties, pre-work post-wedding parties, you name it. For reservations and information on how you can book a group event in the beer garden, in the left field oasis, or our new group area, the Champagne Club, call our fan shop at 707-938-7277 or email info@stompersbaseball.com.
The slow Blues out on the field in their visiting dark blue jerseys, and here's the lineup that they'll face, announced by Stompers manager Zach Pace. The center fielder Landon Akers is probably out of breath in that on-deck circle after making a very nice running catch in deep center field. He leads off. The second baseman Gideon Hahn, the walk-off hero from Sunday in the 2-hole. Then the right fielder Nick Sebastiani, and cleaning it up is the DH McCann Libby. After that is the shortstop Colton Boardman. In the 6-hole is Charlie Moulton. He's in left. The third baseman Anthony Shepler hits 7. The first baseman Trent Keys 8. They stacked the lefties today, and then Luke Duncan is in the 9 spot against Cooper Bagby, the 6'1", 190-pound right-hander out of Santa Maria, California. He didn't pitch in 2025. In 2024, he sported a 4.02 ERA at Allen Hancock College, making his third appearance of the season for SLO. And he has Akers, Hahn, and Sebastiani to deal with. Will set the defense behind him after his first pitch out of the windup to Akers, and his slow delivery yields a cue shot to right. Jordan heading over towards the line in the bright sunshine makes the running catch. So Akers robs Jordan in center, and then Jordan robs him right back in right. One down.
And two great plays from two great outfielders. I mean, that one on more of a line than in the top half of the inning. That ball hit right at Landon Akers, and a lot of times that's the hardest play to make because you don't really know how to turn and get a read on it. You got to turn your back and then find it multiple times, but still a heck of a play there from Jordan and right, taking a extra bases from Akers.
The first one to Hahn is taken for called strike number 186. Blake Dempsey said it caught the outer third. Dave Ho coaching third, and Jacoby Heyer, as always, at first base for Sonoma, wearing their home white uniforms. Orange numbers, and the pitch. Hahn squares to bunt, pushes it foul down the third baseline. An unsuccessful bunt attempt from Hahn. It's 0-2. You already know Donovan Jordan's in right, Ethan Royals in center, and Ashlock is in left. Smith at third, O'Hara at shortstop, and the right side of the infield is Suzuki and Comerford. Camden Andrews is the battery mate for Cooper Bagby. Right on left, Hahn needs to battle down 0-2 in the count. Here's the pitch. A curveball drops outside, and the count's 1-2 strike. Going back to that Akers play, he played shortstop every day at Bellarmine. He hasn't played center field since high school, and he just made a very nice play. There's just acres and acres of ground out in center. No pun intended, as a curveball misses away 2-2.
No, I see what you did there. That's
that one actually wasn't intended. I mean, I had fun with my keeping up with the Joneses in the 9th inning on Sunday. That one, there's actually just a lot of space out in center field. Hitting room in right center for Hahn, who awaits a 2-2 offer. Pitch in the delivery, and the pitch is low. And from 0-2 to 3-2, there's a reason that this is the best approach on the ball club, and he's in the 2 spot.
Yeah, and Bagby here just not doing a great job of making him, really work to take a pitch. Just 3 not super competitive pitches there, and you lose your 0-2 lead on a guy who is going to make you pay for that.
Yeah, he went to the curveball twice to set up the fastball and missed with all of them. The 3-2 is lined foul down the third base line, says Eric Thompson. And that's what he does. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming. On 2 for 6 on the season, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a walk-off single. A sac fly. He's been dynamic at the plate. Right on top of home plate from the left side. He awaits the payoff and fouls it off. That's what he does. His left-handed hitting swing, he just waited back, and that's the perfect 3-2 approach. That's not the pitch you're going to hit into play, but you also can't get rung up. He's going to make Cooper Bagby come to him. Nick Sebastiani on deck. The 3-2 offer from Bagby, and he loses Gideon Hahn from 0-2 to an 8-pitch walk.
Well, if that doesn't show you the kind of approach that Gideon Hahn has, I don't know what does. He battled, he watched, had a great eye at the plate, and then spoiled a couple pitches on the outside edge until he could find his, but unfortunately finding it was in the dirt for ball 4.
I mean, walk's as good as a hit in this league. You can send him, you can run. Nothing can get past the catcher Camden Andrews, beg your pardon. Sebastiani takes a big hack and misses. 84 bottom of the zone. McCann and Libby out on deck. It's Cam Andrews on their roster. I'm pretty sure it's short for Camden, though, not Cameron. The catcher out of San Francisco State. Hahn bluffs, doesn't run, and Sebastiani takes a called strike. He found 88 there. Nothing in 2. But 0-2 is not an issue. Hahn was here just a few pitches ago. Hahn sporting that red diving glove, leads off first base. From the stretch, Bagby pitches, and Sebastiani takes outside 1-2, 91, the hardest pitch we've seen from him today. And you wonder if you send Hahn in this situation. You have the heart of your order up. Sebastiani's 4 for 15. Keep the bat in his hand. See if Hahn runs. He bluffs again, and Sebastiani fouls it back. And I know it's just been 3 hitters now into this ball game, but if you're Zach Pace down in that dugout, you have to be very happy with your team's approach.
And I think it's smart to not necessarily send Hahn here. You don't want to make the second out with 3 and 4 up. You got to trust your guys in the middle to score him.
He loves his little hit and run. We'll see what it is here, and Sebastiani fouls it back. The battle continues. Pitch number 15 of the inning coming, and there's still just 1 out. Zach Pace's lineup card, if you look at it after the game, he marks down a Q next to everybody that has a quality at bat. That's really what they're looking to do. The 1-2, Sebastiani takes low outside, it kicks away. Hahn goes on a delayed steal, and he swipes it.
Yeah, and that's a great read there. Saw the ball in the dirt, and credit, Andrews with a good block, but just faster wheels on Hahn, able to move up 90 feet.
Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Back-to-back very long battles from the top of the Stomper order, but now it's time to hit with runners in scoring position. 2-2 to Sebastiani. Outside filler up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now, no matter the outcome of this at-bat, it's going to go as a Q next to Nick Sebastiani's name, as he's now going to face 8 pitches minimum. As the Stomper faithful wants a home run, I think Zach Pace would take a single. 3-2. Sebastiani lines it down the right field line. That's a fair ball. That's going to kick into the corner. Hahn scores easily. Sebastiani heading towards second. He gets a stop sign from Dave Hoke. It doesn't matter as the throw's offline. It's an RBI double for the hometown Nick Sebastiani, and the Stompers are the first team to take advantage of that runner on second. 1-0 Sonoma, and Nick Sebastiani is still swinging a hot stick for Sonoma.
Yeah, and a near identical double to what we saw from E.J. Royal in the top half of this inning. The difference was that the guys behind him, the guy was able to score from second there just at a more convenient time, and credit, Gideon Hahn for moving up. That was a key 90 feet.
Libby swings first pitch and sends it to right. Jordan battling the sun. I don't know if he sees it, and now he does and makes the catch. Sebastiani's going to tag and head for third. The throw will be cut off. So Libby does the job. He liked the first one he saw. Sebastiani now 90 feet away, and Colton Boardman moved to the 5-hole, and if he gets a base hit here, Zach Pace has hit all the right buttons. In the pregame interview I had with him, he said, I like Boardman in the 5-hole. It's an RBI situation, and I want him up in that spot, and he has one right here.
And this is not the guy you want to be facing in the 5. You typically see a bit of a drop after 4, but Colton Boardman does not give that in this lineup.
Boardman also just a guy that gets on base. The pitch is a first pitch curveball, and it's a called strike 1, and the fastball is getting hit. So try a first pitch hook. I already gave my rant on there's no such thing as the fastball count anymore. We don't need to hear it again. Here comes the 0-1 to Colton Boardman. Swing and a miss. He went to the off speed again. It's 0-2, and that Sebastiani double is huge for the Stompers. I mean, they struggle with runners in to hit with runners in scoring position or to get extra base hits with runners in scoring position, really. They got a lot of runs via small ball this week. The 0-2 to Boardman is a fastball low, it kicks away, and here comes the run. He's going to score easily. And McCann Libby, someone go in that dugout, pick up McCann Libby for moving him to third base with that one-out sac fly.
Yeah, it's just a heck of a play, and that's what it's all about, making QABs, just getting the job done no matter what it is. It may be a single in the gap, it may be a double, or it's a ball to right field that moves the guy 90 feet, puts him in scoring position for an unforced mistake there.
Sebastiani scores on a wild pitch is how I have. That ball bounced 3 feet in front of home plate. So Boardman now, it's no longer an RBI situation. Why not keep the inning rolling? The pitch is bounced foul at home plate. The count holds at 1-2. Akers flew out. Hirdian Hahn worked a 9-pitch walk, stole second, scored on a 9-pitch Sebastiani double, moved to third on a Libby sac fly, and scored on a wild pitch. It's Sonoma jumping out to a 2-0 lead. 1-2 to Boardman. Check swing, and he went. It's the first strikeout for Bagby, but a very productive first for Sonoma. 2 runs on 1 hit, and nobody left. We head to the second. Stompers on top of the Blues, 2-0 on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network.
Hey kids, if you want to race rawhide, meet me over at the Stompers dugout right now.
You know what this means, ladies. Your beer batter, Gavin Smith, is up to bat.
We head to the bottom of inning number 2, and it couldn't really have been a better first inning of the CCL season for the Stompers. They get 2 runs, and back to work is Jaden Harper, and he delivers a first pitch changeup that finds the outside corner, 0-1. It's a fastball, a slider, and then a changeup from the lefty out of Fremont. 1 low. Nice block by Duncan. Duncan, the catcher today, we've heard just nothing but good things about his defensive prowess. He's also a pitcher. He's a hard-throwing pitcher, and then a defensive catcher. And that one goes flying out of the hand of Gavin Smith, and thank goodness no one was in the way of that one. Smith was fooled, and the mound went flying past the screen and over the third base dugout. And at this point, you just are happy everything's okay, as I think that one dropped without hitting anyone. But Smith has to get his bat back, and he's going to put a little bit more pine tar on it to grip it. I think it was just a filthy pitch from Mr. Harper.
Maybe a little bit of both there, but certainly a dangerous situation avoided.
Harper picked up 2 strikeouts in the first. If he gets the punch out here, it's $5 beers for everybody watching the game at Arnold Field. The 1-2 is low. Nice block by Duncan. That's what Zach Bass has been saying. He keeps that one in front, 2-2. Smith, if you asked him, say, I go to school in Cambridge. He played a handful of games for Harvard. He had .215 with just 1 extra base hit. Too much time in the classroom, probably. He takes upstairs. It's 3-2. I'm just jealous. I couldn't get into Harvard to play baseball or for the academics at this point. 3-2 coming to the righty Smith, and he pops it up foul up over our heads, and the battle continues at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And a great quality at bat here from Smith, not only just in the situation itself, but as a leadoff, this is what you want to do. You want to let the dugout and the guy on deck see a lot of pitches from a guy who had a good first inning.
Here comes pitch number 7, and it's fouled off his foot. We'll do it again. E.J. Royal led off the top of the first with a double for the Blues, and then strikeout, and a very, very deep fly out to center field. That was a 0, and the Stompers' offense countered with 2. Harper looking to avoid the leadoff man aboard again. He pitches another 3-2, and it's 55-footer. Ball number 4. Gavin Smith's aboard with a walk, and when we talk about Stomper quality at bats, that was a damn good at bat on the other end for Gavin Smith.
A great at bat and a great situation there. As a leadoff, there's nothing better you can do than get on base, but especially with, you know, a lengthy at bat ending in a walk.
That brings up Brendan Comerford. The pitch is a first pitch slider that misses outside. Comerford hit .356 at Ohlone College last year, and he's going to get the bump up to play at Gonzaga this coming fall. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball challenged him middle. He was late on 90. It's 1-1. That was a Gonzaga team that played very well, and all you real Stomper fans, their best player last year was Mikey Bell, a Stomper from 3 years ago and 4 years ago, I think. 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's been a very nice pitch sequencing from Harper so far. Him and Duncan seem to be on the same page. It counts 1-2.
And a great pitch there. Just buried it in the dirt, rolled it off the table. Smith was seeing fastball the whole way and then just wasn't there when he swung.
Comerford, 15 bombs at school, takes low 2-2. He's played all 7 games that the Blues played last week. He went 8 for 26 with a team leading 12 runs batted in. It's almost 2 RBIs a game. 2-2. He strikes out here. That's punch out number 3, all swinging. Brings up Jake Hicksonbaugh, another second-year Blue. Hicksonbaugh went to Monterey Peninsula. So did our Paul Wazul. 16 games, he hit just over the Mendoza line and had 3 extra base hits. .204 the batting average for the first lefty in Dean Trainer's lineup. And Harper with a half-hearted check on Gavin Smith, who's back with a easy 1-step. No sliding glove for Smith, the third baseman. Not running. The pitch is low. You see what happened in Sunday Night Baseball with the Yankees? Jason Dominguez was wearing a sliding glove on one hand, and he dove with the other hand and injured himself. I don't really get the point of a sliding glove if you're not going to use it. 1-0 coming. That's a slider that started front hip and stayed front hip. It's 2-0.
Yeah, one of the first real misses we've seen tonight from Jaden Harper. A couple fastballs low, but that's not always a bad pitch. That one very clearly not right.
Now he's way behind. He was ahead of all the hitters in the first. This one a more close pickoff move, and he's in safely. Closer. I was trying to say a closer play at first base, not a more close play at first base. 2-0 coming. Is it called strike? That's why Gavin Smith's at Harvard and I'm just up here in the boot. Cam Andrews, the catcher, waits on deck. Double play ball is what the lefty's looking for, and this one's lined hard but foul into the Flybird Margarita Lounge down the left field line, and Harper now doing his part of battling back. He was down 2-0. Now it's even 2-2. The start of CCL action on a Tuesday evening in Sonoma. The Stomps have jumped out to a 2-0 at Cushion. Left on left. Harper pitches. Outside and low, 92, the hardest on the gun so far from Jaden. He reached back looking for a punch out. He's not going to get it. Filler up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Smith off first. We'll see if they send him on the payoff. Held on by Keys. He doesn't run, and he strikes out swinging. Called out at home plate by Blake Dempsey. Jake Hicksenbod flipped the bat towards third base. He was ready to take a one-out walk, and he will not be in the good graces of the home plate umpire for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's a great battle there from Jaden Harper, and also a good one from Hicksenbod. Just left the pitch a little bit too close, unswung at or half swung at, and got the K.
Brings up Cam Andrews, 1 for 5 with a couple walks in just 2 games out of the first 7 for Slow. He played at San Francisco State and hit right near 300 in his 20 games, 289 with a home run and 6 driven in. Not a big RBI guy, it seems. The 1-0 is fouled back to the screen. One ball and 1 strike. Just like in the first inning, the leadoff man got aboard, and back-to-back strikeouts from Harper. He looks to escape the second just as he did the first. 1-1. The pitch is up and away, 2-1. He started this at bat with a pitch in. We've seen him really try and work away to almost every single hitter he's seen so far, especially the righties. The 2-1 is sent towards right but foul. This one had too much slice, and the count's 2-2. We'll get a Deuce's wild delivery in inning number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Gavin Smith, who started this inning with a walk, has yet to move up 90 feet. He's still at first base. Colton Boardman 1 step into the shortstop hole. Hitting room right up the middle for Andrews. The 2-2 is popped up same spot down the right field line. He's late on 91, and that was 91 middle up. Harper has come out here and said, here's my ace stuff, and force you to hit it, and he's won most of the challenge pitches he's thrown up until this point. Would love to escape inning number 2 as the pitch count climbs to 43. He misses low. There's the slider, and it's 3-2. I mean, I don't think Dean Trainer's keeping track of quality at bats just as closely as Zach Pace is, but there's been a lot of good ABs here in the top half of the second. Now Gavin Smith's running, and it's bounced to Boardman, who's going to have to charge. Gloves, snap throw to first, in time to get him. Colton Boardman, after the day off, no rust, had a tough shortstop to play. No runs on no hits, and a man left. 1.5 in the books. Stompers bats coming up with a 2-0 lead on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network.
Rehoming. Pets Lifeline is who you want to call. Go to petslifeline.org. All right, we've got our kids lining up. We've got Rawhide on second base. You know, Rawhide gets a head start. And our kids are all ready to go. Any stragglers? All right, on your mark. Get set. Go! And they're off. Wow, we got a Stompers jersey in the lead. Look at her, she's taking off. She's wearing Crocs and she's killing it. Who said girls aren't faster than boys? Check her out. Probably sporting that Stompers uniform. That Rawhide. Did you go the wrong way? Holy cow, Rawhide. We got to work on your directional. That's the Rawhide race brought to us by Pets Lifeline. Go to petslifeline.org to learn more about how Pets Lifeline can make your pet healthy and happy.
Estoy
Charlie Moulton, Anthony Shepler, and Trent Keys will be the three to bat in the bottom of inning number 2. The Stompers lead the Blues 2-0 in the inaugural CCL contest of 2025. Kieran Costa, Roman Raffelli alongside on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network. Bagby pitches to Moulton, and it's high for ball 1, 85 miles an hour. This is the second consecutive start for Moulton and just the second start overall. He went 2 for 2 with 2 sacrifices and a walk. You know what you call that? That's a 5Q day. Nothing but Qs. Quality at bats for Moulton. He squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. Let's see if Gavin Smith is on watch now. He was playing behind the bag, and he's going to stay behind the bag. I don't know if they watched the film from the first week. The Stompers are more than willing to try and bunt for a hit with nobody out. 1-1 to Moulton. He takes a curveball for called strike. Went with the hook at 78.
That's a great pitch, especially when you see a guy show a bunt. You say, okay, come bunt a curveball, because it's just a really tough thing to do, and now puts himself in a favorable position.
1-2 coming to Charlie Moulton, and it's a curveball fouled at home plate. The pitch count climbs, 27 pitches, and he's yet to record an out here in the second. Really only made one mistake in the first, and it was a well-earned mistake. Nick Sebastiani faced 9 pitches before an opposite field double. He looks to get Moulton on a 1-2. Doesn't. Moulton spits. Change up low. 2-2.
Well, we're seeing him stick to more off-speed stuff than in that first inning, because when he threw the fastballs, that was what was getting fouled off or get hit in play by Nick Sebastiani especially, but trying to go more off-speed here, keep the Stompers off balance a little bit.
Anthony Shepler waits on deck. He'd love for that to be with a runner on base, ideally in scoring position. 2-2 coming. Bagby pitches. Moulton bounces it foul. Out towards the visiting broadcast team set up down by that third base dugout. Our broadcast team is Roman Raffelli and Kieran Costa in the Sonoma Index Tribune press box. A balmy Tuesday evening. Not any wind to speak of. The American flag hangs limp in center, and Moulton grounds it to first. And it's under the glove of Comerford into right field. And you wait for the official scoring, because can you give an error when it doesn't hit his glove? When it, like, if you think about the Billy Buckner play when it rolled between his leg, that has to be a single, right?
I mean, in my logic, no, because that's a play he should have made, and it didn't hit the glove because he picked it up early. You know, you pull your head up, you think you have the play made before you do. So, I mean, I would score it as an E3.
As does our official scoring team, but it doesn't matter how you get on. Moulton's aboard to lead off the second, not running, and Shepler fouls it off the catcher Andrews. Strike number 1. Bagby getting ahead in the second inning, which he struggled to do in the first, and that led to a lot of Stomper base runners and long at-bats. Shepler awaits the 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses through a curveball. Anthony from San Marin got recruited and went to Ohio State for his freshman year. Just got 4 at-bats as a Buckeye last year. He's in the portal, and he has his eyes on Portland State. The 0-2 coming. It's bounced into the second base hole. Gloved by Suzuki, who does a short win. It's through the glove of Comerford. To third goes Malton. And it's a disastrous second frame for Brendan Comerford playing first base.
Yeah, back-to-back errors is never a good sign, but for Anthony Shepler, that's exactly what you want to do, and then you were blessed by being in the right place at the right time. You hit a ground ball to that right side, avoided the double play, what could have been a disastrous play for the Stompers, and a great play for the Blues turns into first and third with no outs.
I mean, a nifty play by Suzuki, who ranged all the way into the hole. I thought that one was heralded for right field for a second, and again, you see a lot of spin throws and the snap throw from second base at Arnold Field. He just took it with him. He was halfway and made an on-target throw that just ate up Brendan Comerford. Back-to-back errors to start the inning. First and third, nobody out for the powerful left-handed hitter Trent Keys. Bagby's been working all out of the stretch today. Tries a first pitch curveball for ball number one and misses off the corner. One ball and no strikes, righty on lefty. Dancing off the bag at first, the pitch, Keys takes up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. And Trent Keys had not the most quality at-bats. Well, he didn't have as many quality at-bats as everyone else, but they were of the highest quality. 2 9-pitch at-bats. I'm tripping all over my words in the early innings today. That one's up and away, 3-0. And now you're in a real tough spot if you're Cooper Bagby. You have one of the 2 Stomper hitters who put a ball over the wall this season. And you have to put one in the zone, or you load him up with nobody out. 3 balls and no strikes to Keys. We'll see if he has the green light. He takes 86 down the middle. If you had the green light, that was a middle fastball. That might have been the one to try and drive. Anyways, Keys is still out ahead of Bagby. The count's 3-1. And the pitch. Keys takes high for ball 4. Error, walk, and you're in the best position you could be if you're an offense. Bases loaded, nobody out. And out to the mound comes the pitching coach. That's Brian Trainer, and he's taking a very slow walk out there. He'll be joined by the infield. 38 pitches for the righty Bagby. And this inning really hasn't been his fault. He should have 2 outs and a runner at first. Here's what I'll say. I don't think I would have fielded that first base position any better than Brendan Comerford did today. But those were 2 pretty atrocious errors on the visiting first baseman.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in as a pitcher because you get the couple ground balls you need. One of them in the gap, probably, a single on most days, but that first one, definitely a play that should be made. And then you walk a guy there. Now, you blink and it's bases loaded and no outs for the 9-hole. So even if you get the bottom of the lineup, you're immediately met with Landon Akers, who hit a rocket to right field, and then the guys who gave you trouble in hitting Hahn and Nick Sebastiani.
Got to stay out of a pair here, even though it most likely drives in a run. You have to get Akers up with runners in scoring position. Right on right, Duncan, an open stance from the right side. Awaits, a first pitch curveball fooled him. 0-1. Duncan, a two-way guy. We saw him throwing 92, 93 off the hill on Friday. He wasn't great with the bat at Los Medanos. He went 4 for 26 in 18 games. Behind 0-1 here. Stompers looking to really open up this cushion. A curveball stays high and tight. That's back-to-back curveballs to start this at bat, and back-to-back curveballs that haven't really bit.
Yeah, he's been throwing a lot of them in this inning. It can be a pitch that kind of wears out just very briefly. You don't quite feel it the same way when you throw it so many times.
Yeah, maybe you send Akers up there hunting a fastball, make him throw one. Duncan ducks under one that hit him in the head, and The irony might be he threw a fastball that hit someone right square in the helmet. His last outing, his only outing for Sonoma. 2-0 Stompers, bases loaded, nobody out in the home second. A couple crooked numbers to open the contest, a real possibility. Hitting room in left center. Duncan out ahead of Bagby, who didn't like the signs he was getting from Andrews, and he steps off the back of the hill. Asun, all freshman, center fielder on deck. 2-1 to Duncan. Swings and misses. That one was out of the zone. Another breaking ball.
Yeah, a really good breaking ball there to just keep Duncan on his toes. He doesn't really know what's coming here. A good sequence, and then that pitch, really hard not to just wave at in the batter's box, especially if you were sitting fastball.
Yeah, is he approached it fastball? Yeah, Luke Duncan hasn't seen one. And Trent Keys only saw one, and that was 3-0. The pitch to Duncan, there's something. It looked a little quicker than the last one. It misses the zone, and you know what that means. One more wide one forces in a run for Sonoma, and there's action in the bullpen for Slow. Payoff coming. No place to put Luke Duncan. Bagby finds the one he likes, sets just above the belt, and delivers, and it hit him. That one caught, I think, the back thigh, it looked like, of Duncan. That's one way to get an RBI, but I think he'll be happy with the ribby. Moulton scores from third. Shepler goes to third. Keys goes to second. And Luke Duncan goes to first base. And this is just as Sonoma as it comes. Error. Walk hit by pitch. And now Landon Akers has a chance to do some real damage. That one is a fastball. First pitch fastball in off the corner to the righty Akers. Landon homered on Sunday. Arnold would go into a frenzy if he can do the same thing here. First baseman Comerford playing in front of the runner. Akers, he got his fastball, center cut, 85, and he was just on it. He fouled it back to the screen. Oh, it's a batting practice fastball at 85. That might have been your one to crush.
That cut just under it there. Definitely wishes he had that one back, but still a great opportunity to do some damage here.
1-1 coming, right on right. Bagby working off the first base side of the hill. Pitches to Akers low. It kicks away from Andrews. And the run comes in to score. It's the Sonoma special. No hits, a couple errors, a wild pitch. It's 4-0. Everybody moves up. So Keys is at third. Duncan's at second. And Cooper Bagby is laboring in inning number 2, and you have to feel for the guy. Again, he had got 2 weak ground balls to start the inning. Stompers and the Blues, first of 2. Infield draws halfway. The pitch to Akers popped up, drifting out of play over the Stomper dugout. And you saw Stomper manager Zach Pace run to the screen. He knows that one's right where he parks his car. 2 in, 2 on. But the biggest number on that scoreboard is the 0 in the outs column. And 1, 2, 3 due up. You need to get these runners home from second and third. 2-2 coming to Landon Akers. Popped up. This one might stay in play. Thinks Comerford, but he runs out of room. And that was a bad read on me. That was well out of play. Kieran Costa, Roman Raffelli alongside. Tuesday evening baseball from Sonoma. Akers battling. 2-2 coming from Cooper Bagby. His 50th pitch of the outing. Misses inside with a fastball, 3-2. And Gideon Hahn's on deck, but there is a base open to Landon Akers, who hit 8 home runs for Bellarmine and 1 already for Sonoma. Yet another payoff coming. There's still nobody out. The 3-2 is popped up foul again. A hanging curveball, but had Akers fooled enough.
after that swing. He's not going to be able to throw Akers a fastball in the zone. Perfectly timed up for it, but fortunately that was a curveball. Going to have to be really careful here late in the count.
All the infield's playing even with the bag. But you'd have to guess, a hard-hit baseball, they come home with it. Another payoff coming to Landon Akers. The 8th pitch of the at-bat is fouled back to the screen. And this is a group effort. Everyone on the Stompers staff, whether it be manager Zach Pace, hitting coach Paul Madarena, Casey Gilroy, Kenny Meimerstorff, and Dave Hoker, the guys out there with them in BP. Zach Pace, in the whole time I've known him, his favorite phrase is quality at-bats, and they've executed their game plan to a T against Cooper Bagby. The 3-2 coming. Akers lines that into left center field, a base hit, scoring easily as Keys. Here comes the other one, that's Duncan. It's a 2 RBI single for Landon Akers. Keeps the carousel rolling. It's 6-0 Sonoma.
And a great piece of hitting there. Just found the pitch he wanted. Hit it 93 miles an hour off the bat into the gap. It's tough to get out when you put the ball in a bunch of green grass, and it's going to force yet another mound visit and what looks like a pitching change.
Wow. I didn't have this on my bingo card for the start of CCL action. 6 runs, and there's nobody out in the Stompers' second. Dean Traynor makes the call. Roman Ravelli will tell you all about the new pitcher on the other side. 4 in, 1 on, and still nobody out. 6-0 Sonoma. More Stomps offense when we come back on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
Now pitching for the Slow Blues, number 48, Omar Reynoso. Now batting for the Sonoma Stompers, number 1, Kieran Hahn.
Dean Traynor calls upon a lefty, Omar Reynoso, who you'll get the scouting report on after his first pitch to Gideon Hahn. Hahn squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes 83 for a called strike. What do you have on him?
Yeah, Reynoso, the lefty, standing in at 5'11", 250, plays his ball at Allen Hancock. Did not see the field at all this last spring, and not too much on him. Played with the Blues last season, appeared in 1 game, pitched 1 out, and couldn't get out of the inning.
Smith in at third, protecting against the bunt. Hahn squares, and first a pick to check on Akers. And he's back safely. Landon swipes 16 bags. He can run. Oh, 1. Reynoso's ready to come home. Hahn pulls the bat back, 1-1. In the inning, all this was off Cooper Bagby. Error, walk, hit by pitch, and Landon Akers delivers the RBI blow. He got a couple of them on a line drive. Single over the shortstop's head. 1-1. Hahn is telling everybody at this ballpark that he's going to bunt, and then he slashes right through it. It's 1-2. And we talked so much about we're never going to see a slash, and there it is. Yet another thing Kieran's gotten wrong on the broadcast this week. And again, that's why Gavin Smith's at Harvard and I'm just up here. 1-2. Hahn, no stranger to being behind in the count. He battled back from 0-2 for his first inning walk, and that one misses way inside, and that hit him. And more than that, did you see that delivery from Reynoso? First, for a second, I thought he was going to pick to first. Then I thought it was a balk. He turned his body all the way towards first base, like really torqued around towards second almost, and came home. It reminds you sort of Randy Rodriguez, the Giants reliever, who, by the way, has been the best reliever in baseball. He turns and contorts himself all the way back towards second before he comes home. And that's what Reynoso did there. He starts with a fastball high to Nick Sebastiani. The problem is that hit the batter, and all Randy Rodriguez has done is pitch to a .068 earned run average. But those are the Giants. Who cares? We're all Stompers fans here, as they're set up first and second with nobody out here in inning number 2. The 1-0 is low 2-0, and the pitching change may not have been the answer for Dean Traynor. Hahn, who's moved up to 2, has been on base twice. He's at first, Akers at second. 2-0 coming to Nick Sebastiani, who doubled his first time up. This time he sends this one a mile high to the Bermuda Triangle out behind second base, and it's going to be Donovan Jordan making a running catch. The right fielder got a beat on that one off rip, and it goes as F9 for everybody scoring along.
And that's a big out to get here because it doesn't move runners up. You still got first and second to double play in a couple different ways if you're the defense, but definitely still danger on the paths for a hot hitter.
The Stompers lead 6-0 off just 2 hits. But with 2 runners on base, especially that runner on second, Zach Pace would love to see a couple more in the R slot on the scoreboard. That one misses inside. Close pitch, fastball at 85, right up on the inner third. And the scouting report, especially when there's nothing on the guys, is pretty easy. It's don't let them get extended. Reynoso looks at second and pitches to Libby inside. That one's off the glove of the catcher, Andrews. A pass ball charge to the backstop. To third base goes Akers. To second base goes Hahn. And now a base hit to the outfield could add even more for Sonoma. But you and I both know that no lead is safe, especially here at Arnold Field. We saw the Alameda Anchors score 6 unanswered runs on Sunday to draw that game level at 15 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And we also saw the Berkovich Honors come back with 4 in the 9th on opening day. Stompers lead 6-0. The pitch to Libby is popped up down the left field line. Moving over is Ashlock, and he's going to make the catch. Tagging is Akers. He's going to come in to score. Hagging towards third is Hahn, and he avoided the tag. And Hirdian Hahn is just doing everything right. He avoids the tag from third baseman Smith. The throw came in on a hop. I don't know if I love that send. I don't know if Dave Hoke sent him. I think that was just Hahn. He saw the guy in front of him go. He decided to go. I think Dave Hoke's talking to there may have been you have to slide. I mean, he tried to run around him. If he slides, there's not even an attempt at a tag.
Yeah, and the issue there is not sliding. It was a solid read. I think he intended the throw to go home, but cut off and was a little bit closer for play than he probably would have liked.
So it's a sac fly for Libby, a 7th run for Sonoma. And that brings up Colton Boardman, who struck out to end the first. Zach Pace's RBI guy today. Lines that one towards right at Jordan, who squeezes it. A hard-hit baseball off the bat of Boardman, but nothing to show for it, but a lot to show in the inning for Sonoma. 5 runs on 1 hit and 1 left. 9 men come to the plate. 5 of them score. We head to the top of inning number 3. It's all Sonoma. Stompers 7, Blues nothing. You're watching Kieran Costa and Roman Raffelli on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
Farming and growing grapes in Carneros for over 40 years. We encourage you to witness our wine journey and check out our selection of boutique offerings at RichieVineyards.com.
The Stompers are proud to have Adams Chiropractic as our official chiropractor. Keeping our players healthy and in the lineup is our #1 priority. And Adams Chiropractic is right there every step of the way. Thanks to Dr. Lawrence Adams. Go Blues!
We head to inning number 3, and it's going to be Kosei Suzuki to lead it off. Stompers lead this one 7-0. 9-1-2 for Dean Trainer's Blues, who have some work to do. The pitch. Fouled right back to the screen. Nothing. This is always tough. I mean, they are not Major League Baseball players used to all the travel. They took the bus ride up from Slow today. They got into Sonoma around 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's a tight turn after sitting in the bus all day to come play a baseball game, and that's exactly what you're worried about as a manager. They came out flat, and they're down 7-0, and the hill's getting steeper and steeper. It's 1-1 to Kosei Suzuki, who played at Frank Phillips College, where he hit .344 with 13 home runs. He's ahead of Jaden Harper, 2-1. Harper out for his 3rd inning of work as he nears the 50 pitch mark and is about to attack this Blues lineup for a 2nd time. Foul back to the screen, 2-2. Leadoff man aboard the first 2 innings, but Jaden Harper's done a very good job of getting out of it. Suzuki headed to LaSalle in the fall after a solid, very solid season at Frank Phillips. Here he sends this one towards left center and deep. Moulton ranging over, still ranging over, but it's the center field Akers who goes into a slide and takes extra bases away from Suzuki. Landon Akers is putting on a show out in center field tonight. That's a shortstop out there.
And that's a heck of a play for a lot of reasons. I mean, he had to travel couple hundred feet to get to that one, but then also the awareness with Moulton not to collide, and even sliding down to make that one, he could get a knee to the forehead and be out cold on the track, but instead makes a phenomenal sliding grab.
Charlie Moulton, this is his first game in left field. Not this season, because he's not really an outfielder. Zach Pace tosses him out there, and Landon Akers is making a bid for SportsCenter Top 10 a couple times in the early going. That had triple written all over it. That one's in there for a called strike, 1-1. I mean, it doesn't get more true left center field than that. That's the Arnold alley out in left center, and Landon Akers doesn't care. Went into a sliding grab and made the play. That one's bounced towards third. Shepler gloves and throws in time to first. No jumping swipe tags needed from Trent Keys this time, and there's very quickly 2 away, and I was a little worried about the pitch count coming in. It was 47. It's taken him 5 pitches to get the first 2 outs, and that brings up Cade O'Hara, who's traded out burnt orange for dark blue.
And it's a nice play there from Shepler. It's a tough ball. Bounces right on the end of the grass, but he did a good job sitting back, letting it come to him, and then making a quick step and throw down to first base.
Never an easy infield to play for either squad. First pitch called strike. And you see Colton Boardman is the first guy at the ballpark every single day. Gets in around 1 o'clock. He takes his ground balls with Dave Hoke. Really putting in the work this season, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And Jaden Harper is now way ahead 0-2, and he's looking for his first clean inning. No action anymore behind him in the bullpen. We'll see how long he's lengthened out now with a healthy cushion. 0-2, looking for a put-away pitch, and he hit him. That wasn't it. Tried to go high and tight with the fastball, but it was just a little too high, and it hit the front shoulder of the slow shortstop.
And he just overthrew that one there. You see it more often than not with the fastball, trying to get everything you've got behind it, walk into the dugout after a great inning, but you grip it too much, throw it too hard, and it just travels a little too far left to right.
This brings up Mason Ashlock, who's a very difficult guy to get out. Coming into today, he had reached base in 9 of 11 plate appearances. That one's blocked in front of the plate by Luke Duncan. His throw down to second, kicks past into center field. Gloved by the backup Boardman, whose throw to third will be late. It's a stolen base, and then that's going to go as an E2. And O'Hara's now 90 feet away. That's 1 stolen base on the play, though, for O'Hara. And we know Luke Duncan has a cannon. We've seen him throw 93 miles per hour on the pitching mound. He almost had Cade O'Hara trying to swipe a base, but now he has to be a brick wall behind the plate. The pitch, low, 2-0. And you had him 0-2 with 2 outs. You lose him, and then in Arnold Field fashion, makes it to third base without an at-bat being recorded. 2-0 coming. That one's popped up foul over the first base dugout. That counts 2-1. But to Jaden Harper's credit, there's been a runner on base every inning, and they haven't scored in the first 2. He's looking to now leave a runner at third base. Harper, a lefty, working out of the stretch pitches low. Duncan keeps it close enough, and that one might have hit the home plate umpire Blake Dempsey and saved a run.
Yeah, and going back to the stealing play there, you've got a cannon behind home plate, but that's not the time to use it. The guy was more than halfway. You probably just need to eat that ball, minimize the damage, but instead you throw it into center field, and now you've got a guy just 90 feet away.
3-1, swung on and missed 3-2, 89 in the zone, and we've seen guys nibble in the first week, and they've nibbled unsuccessfully all around the zone. Jaden Harper is just pouring it in there and winning the battles against these Blues hitters, and he wins that one there. Called strike at the knees. Mason Ashlock's gone a-looking. His second strikeout of the game, the 5th for Jaden Harper. We head to the last of the third. Sonoma 7, San Luis Obispo nothing on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
We ready? On your mark. Rawhide is the finish line. Get set. Crandall Roofing. Go! And they're off. It's a pretty even race. We've got our Rawhide race winner leading the pack. She's got a good jump going. Right behind her. Oh no, are you scared? Oh, it's first place, second. And the rest. What happened? You're tired? How are you tired? You ran already, so you're tired? Okay, I get it. All right. Excuses. That's the Crandall Roofing Staff Race, brought to you by Crandall Roofing. Go to crandallroofing.com to find out how Crandall Roofing can give you the best roof around.
Jaden Harper's thrown up 3 straight zeros for the Stompers on the pitching side. The offense put up 2 in the first and 5 in the second. I mean, does that mean they're putting up 8 this inning? We have to try and find the trend somewhere. It'll be the same 1, 2, 3 that started the second. Charlie Moulton, Anthony Shepler, and Trent Keys. And I think Dean Poteet, the first base umpire, is a little late getting back to his position. Now he's ready. Double barrel action in the Stomper pen. Harper's day could be done. First one to Moulton. Is grounded back up the middle, ranging over is O'Hara. He gloves it and throws to first in time to get Moulton by half a step. And the first batter of the inning is retired 6-3 for Anthony Shepler, who reached on an error and scored.
That's a hard-hit ground ball, a tough play for O'Hara up the middle. You never know how it's going to bounce off the mound, off the lip of the grass, even that first hop in the dirt by second base, but he did a great job staying under it, learning from the mistakes last inning on that right side of the infield, stayed under that ball, fielded it, made a nice throw.
Now Shepler digs in from the left side against the lefty Reynoso, who delivers, and Shepler swings and misses, nothing in one. Big hack from Anthony. Hit a bouncing ball into the second base, first base hole his first time up. Wound up reaching on an E3 and scoring on a wild pitch. The 0-1. Curveball misses in. Shepler did move out of the way. If it was just a half inch more inside, it would have clipped him. Instead, it's 1-1. Stompers 7 runs on just 2 hits. The pitch is a cue shot back towards the middle. Ranging over is Suzuki. He throws to first in time to get Shepler by half a step. And after a tough defensive inning in the second, the Blues have made a couple nifty plays to start the third.
Now batting number 25, Trent Keys.
A submarining Seo up in the bullpen for Sonoma. You wonder if Harper's night is done. He had a long layoff. He's just about that 55-60 pitch mark. There's no need to push the envelope early in the season with a lead like this. A hitch in the delivery from Reynoso fools Keys. 0-1. Trent's done all his damage on breaking balls so far this season. Reynoso started him with the first pitch heater. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Big hack from Keys, and Reynoso could hit a very quick inning here, which is just what San Luis Obispo needs. Luke Duncan will be on deck if the inning continues, and then back to the top. 0-2. Keys takes low outside 1-2. As a reminder, Roman Raffelli will take over on play-by-play the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Lefty on lefty. Reynoso pitches, and Keys strikes out swinging. But first, for Reynoso, the Stomps go quietly in the third. To the 4th inning we go. Roman Raffelli on the microphone when we come back. Stompers 7, Blues nothing on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
It's time for the Bean Boozle Challenge, brought to us by Arbor MD. Make sure that you call Arbor MD instead of a discount tree service to take care of your trees. The kids are going to grab a jelly bean, and they're going to tell me what flavor it is. Now, his two choices are Tutti Frutti, kind of like bubble gum, or it could be stinky sock flavor. All right, what did you get? Stinky sauce. Most everybody else got Tutti Frutti. See, that's what happens when you win 2 races. Now you got to eat the stinky sauce. That's the Bean Boozle Challenge brought to us by Arbor MD. Don't trust your trees to a discount tree service. Call Arbor MD.
Now pitching for your Sonoma Stompers, number 15, Ryan Sale.
Back here in Sonoma, Roman Raffelli, Kieran Costa on the call, and Jaden Harper exit for Ryan Seo, who Kieran will tell you about in just a second. But Jaden Harper went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts, all on 61 pitches. He wasn't super effective with the pitch count, but he did his job, gave the Stompers a 3-inning start that put them in a good spot.
Yeah, so that closes the book on Jaden Harper, and Zach Pace will look into his bullpen and find another Cal State Fullerton Titan, Ryan Seo, who had a 2.35 earned run average in 15 innings over 13 appearances, so you don't really think they're going to lengthen him out. He's from Sacramento and played 2 years at Sac City College before heading up to the D1 level in Fullerton, and Roman Raffelli will tell you about his first submarine delivery for Sonoma this season.
Yeah, first one lands just low and in, right on the edge there, according to the TrackMan system, but called a ball. A good pitch to start him off. They're going to look to come in here and, get some ground balls, let the defense work, and quickly get the bats back out there.
Yeah, Seo wearing those high stirrup socks. He went to Sac City for 2 years, and then Fullerton, and he's an aggressive submariner.
Misses again low. He's going to face Donovan Jordan, Gavin Smith, and Brendan Comerford in this 4th inning. Jordan at the dish. Flew out to center on a heck of a hit ball, just right at Landon Akers, who had to hit quite the run back, but able to get there. That one chopped through the 3-4 hole past Gideon Hahn for a single to lead off the inning.
Yeah, Seo, we saw his brother Ryan Seo on the mound right now. We saw his brother Kyle Seo, who's also drops down from the side, but he's all off-speed stuff. Seo has a fastball. It's coming in at 88, and maybe that's because he started coming over the top. At Sac City, his first year was coming over the top. He really didn't have the stuff that he liked. He wanted to add some velo to the fastball, add a little bit more movement. So he talked to his coaches. He drops down from the side now. He's hitting 88.
And it's a nice motion there. Misses again, this one high. Not struggling to get a good start to the inning. Run on first with Gavin Smith up, who worked a nice AB, and ended it with a free base to lead off the inning. He was stranded at first base in that 2nd inning. And Seo finds the strike zone with a nice off-speed pitch there. Moved a little bit arm side towards that left edge, and that's where it ended.
Yeah, Seo, another one of those guys who had Tommy John surgery, lost a year because of that, but apparently stayed a big part of that Fullerton team last year.
And passed ball here, runner goes. Now Donovan Jordan on second with no outs and a 2-1 count after a check down to the moving umpire, Dean Poteet. Right on right matchup should favor the pitcher Seo, especially in that submarine slot. This one now misses in and gets away from Duncan, so now a matter of 2 pitches, 180 feet made up by Donovan Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, this is... You maybe want to go to him to start. Maybe you would have gone to him for the 3rd inning because you want to have him in the righty lane. I don't think maybe Zach Pace this early in the season, not thinking that far ahead. These are the guys who haven't really pitched yet. You're trying to just get your guys in the game, but you want to set them up the righty lane, don't you?
Yeah, gets a swinging foul ball there from Gavin Smith. Right off the handle, pitched him an inside edge, and now a full count here with a runner just 90 feet away. Gavin Smith being asked to do a job here, move that run from 3rd into home by means of his choice. The 3-2 misses outside, ball 4, and now a single and a walk puts runners on the corners for Brendan Comerford.
I meant no offense to Zach Pace. I didn't really say that as well as I should. It's not that he's not thinking it. He's just trying to get his guys into the ball game when he can, and he's done a very good job managing the bullpen so far this season, especially without his pitching coach. Mike Nunez not with the team to start the year.
This one grounded back into that 3-4 hole, past a diving Gideon Hahn, and that'll be another single, which scores a run and puts runners on 1st and 2nd, all with no outs. So a tough ground ball, probably not a ball you can turn 2 on, but you hope to get 1 as the run scores. You don't do any of that. Now 1st and 2nd, no outs with a run on the board for the visiting Blues. They have out-hit the Stompers, but it's a small ball. The home team leads by 6. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Jake Hicksonbaugh, the first right and left matchup that Ryan Seo will see. Seo comes set and delivers. An off-speed pitch catches the inside of the plate. A great pitch there. A tough one to pick up if you're a left-handed batter because it's going to start on that right edge, but it's coming just so far across the zone with the sidearm slot. Moved all the way across and then sat on the inside edge. Now 0-2. The 0-2. Very similar pitch. Tried to start it out and work it onto the outside edge, but misses low. Now 1-2. All things considered, not a bad pitch from Seo. If he swings at it, puts it in play, it's a good ground ball pitch. But you still got a couple to give with 1-2 here. Comes set, left shoulder tilted down, a pick move to the shortstop, and did they get him? They did! Field umpire Eric Thompson with a confident punch there, and a heck of a move by Ryan Seo. Now Jam nearly worked out of with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Excuse me, 1 out and 1-2 count. So the 1-2 off the glove of Duncan once again, so another free 90 feet given up in the inning. And the count moves to 2-2 to Hicksonbaugh.
I need to put away here. If you're Seo, it was a nice inside move to, or I guess to second and outside move to a righty like that. But he gets the pick off. Now you get an out. You're pretty much by yourself an out. You need to put away Hicksonbaugh in this situation.
And Hicksonbaugh hits it right back at the pitcher. He's going to throw down to second, and they're going to have a pickle here between second and third. And out of the base path for the second out of the inning. So you have first and second with no outs, and then both those guys get picked off by way of Ryan Sayo, one at the dish, and then into a pickle there on the left side. A great awareness play from Ryan Sayo there. A ball hit right at him. Typically you just go to first and move on, but quickly turned around, realized he had the guy caught, took a couple steps at him, and made the play.
Yeah, for everyone scoring along at home, that goes as a 1-4-5 fielder's choice.
So it brings up Cam Andrews, the catcher for the day. Takes ball one with now Hickson ball on first. Runner goes, and it's hit, and just an excellent hit and run there. That's exactly what you try to do. Hickson ball will go first to third. The whole point of the hit and run is to try to steal 90 feet, but you also pull the second and shortstop into the middle, and it just goes right out where Colton Boardman would have been able to make a play. So some nifty small ball being showcased by the Blues here, and we have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Now the Stompers have stolen 2 outs this inning. Both outs they've recorded have been on the bases, and to Kyle Sayo's credit, they've been very heads-up play by the Stomper arm, but you sort of want to limit the damage here to 1 run. Don't give an inch, especially in these league games.
Kosei Suzuki stands in. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. Is going to foul off the first off-speed pitch he sees. Once again, starting that one on the inside edge and working it out.
Blues have left a runner every inning up until this point. Sayo's trying to strand 2.
The 0-1 from Sayo. Fastball up and out. Now 1-1. The next delivery will be the 21st of the inning from Sayo. This pitch fouled off once again off the tip of the bat there, nearly whiffed on. Pitch with a lot of movement. Going away from the batter, puts it at 1-2.
Also, don't flip the order. It's all of a sudden a big pitch coming. A 6-run cushion can disappear in a hurry.
Sayo sets at the numbers, winds and deals, fouled off. Once again, a great AB being put together here from Kosei Suzuki. He's seeing the off-speed pitch, but spoiling it. Probably looking for a fastball with runners on the corners. We'll do 1-2 again. It's Hickson ball on third. Andrews on first. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. A strike 3 fastball on the inside. So a masterclass of how to get out of a real jam. One comes across to score for the Blues, but Ryan Sayo does a good job getting out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here in Sonoma.
All right, Britt, it's going to walk right about to here. Okay, Britt, you're going to stay here. And Spencer's going to come and stand right over here. Now, you want margaritas, but you don't want all the fuss of baking them and ice and all cutting up all the lines. Just get Flyberg margaritas. Crack open that bottle, pour it over ice, and you got margaritas on the fly. All right, Spence, remember, this is your wife. On your mark. Get him. Get set. Go! Harder. Wow. That was fantastic. That was a great margarita mashup. Okay, we're going to do one more. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go! Wow, you can tell they're married. I think somebody got knocked around more than somebody else. That's the Margarita Mashup brought to us by Flybird Margaritas. Just get yourself a glass, crack open a bottle of Flybird Margaritas, pour it over ice, and you got margaritas on the fly.
Welcome back to Arnold Field. It's Luke Duncan playing in behind the dish tonight to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. He was hit by a pitch and scored in a productive second inning for the hometown Stompers. The first pitch he sees from Reynoso in there for a strike. That one not swung on, but strike two to Luke Duncan. Gonna have to battle here, give Coach Zach Pace a quality at bat. That one misses inside with an off-speed pitch, went to the curve and located it well. Not a super hittable pitch there, but misses the zone. Now 1-2. Reynoso beginning his third inning of work. Came in the second after Bagby couldn't get out of it, and a hard line drive right at the third baseman. Smith throws across in time out into the glove of a stretching Comerford for the first out of the inning. The ground ball turns over the order for Landon Akers, who's been aboard once on a single, a 2 RBI single in that second inning. Came across to score himself. 1 for 2 on the day, but has had a great fielding day out in center field. Made a couple fantastic grabs. First pitch he sees is in the zone for a strike.
Omar Reynoso has really settled down the Stompers' bats. They were all over the starter.
That one finds the inside third of the zone for a strike. Evens count at 1-1. And Reynoso came in a jam, gave up some runs, but not charged to him. All 7 going to the starter, Cooper Bagby. And the Stompers haven't quite found his number yet in this one. A Kershaw signature leg kick there, a bit of a pause at the top. Delivers a fastball outside, swung on in, foul tipped by Landon Akers. Now 1-2. The 1-2 to Akers, swung on in and missed. Strike 3, got him with a off-speed pitch high for the second out of the inning.
Second K, and that one comes on an off-speed pitch. I don't know if that's exactly where he envisioned it out of the hand, but it does the job. It stayed up and got him.
That'll bring up Gideon Hahn for the Stompers. He walked in the first and scored the first run of the game. Was hit by a pitch and left at third base in that second inning. One of the best approaches on the team, as you've heard us say numerous times. Put together 2 great at-bats and watches a ball high for the first pitch of this one. The 1-0 to Hahn finds the outer third of the zone. It's even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 misses high and away. Not a competitive pitch there from Reynoso, which we've seen a few of, but he's still done a great job battling back. Makes a bad pitch, usually takes a walk off the back of the bump, resets and delivers again. He's battling on the mound against a tough Stomper lineup. The 2-1 to Hahn. Misses again high. Now 3-1 to Gideon Hahn.
Yeah, Hahn, we should have expected this from him. He hit over 400. He was all-conference first team at Los Medanos. Everyday shortstop.
Great utility player for the hometown Stompers. Reynoso comes set just above the belt from that left side. The 3-1 swung on and missed. A great cut there from Hahn. Middle-high fastball. Reynoso challenged him with it and was successful. Now a full count with 2 outs. The payoff pitch misses outside. Reynoso thought he had it. That ball about an inch or 2 off the black, so a 2-out walk from Gideon Hahn. Can't say I'm surprised after seeing now 9 at-bats from the guy.
Number 6, Nick Sebastiani.
It's the first walk issued by Reynoso, and now Nick Sebastiani stands in for the left-on-right matchup. He'll take a fastball, strike 1.
I think it was a called strike, not... Umpire didn't say that he went around. The pitch missed off the corner, says our TrackMan system.
Hahn with a short lead off first. Sebastiani hits a ball right at the shortstop, who's going to make the throw across the diamond, and in time to get Sebastiani. 4 come up and 3 are set down for Omar Reynoso. 1 stranded, no runs score. We'll head to the top of the 5th here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
Fresco has it all. Fresco rents 19 locations in the Bay Area. Your YMCA in there with us, right? Right? Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, YMCA throw up here. How about over here? YMCA? YMCA? This is it right now. Your chance to shine. Fantastic. That's right. YMCA is your favorite song, isn't it? He knows all the words. What year was this song released? 1974. I'll be damned. I don't know, but it sounds like pretty good. It's pretty good bet. I think I was in junior high school, right around then. That's YMCA, brought to us by Fresco Rents, 19 locations in the Bay Area, including Santa Rosa and Napa.
Now batting for the Slow Blues, number 50.
EJ Royal.
Top of the order, EJ Royal up to face Ryan Seo in his 2nd inning of work. First pitch he sees misses in for ball number 1. Seo in his first inning of work gave up a run. It was earned on 3 hits, no errors, but stranded 2 on the paths. Was able to pick off a runner at second on a nifty 180 move, and also caught one between second and third on a comebacker. The 1-1 misses high, now 2-0 to the leadoff Royal. Seo comes set at the chest. Delivers the first strike of the at-bat, a nice off-speed pitch. Excuse me, a fastball low and in. A lot of movement on that one coming from the submarine slot. Royal, who doubled in the first. The Utah Tech Trailblazer playing his baseball down in the Western Athletic Conference. That one misses out and low, 3-1. Utah Tech made the conference tournament down in Mesa, Arizona. Had a first-round exit after a quick loss to the co-conference champion in Sacramento State. Quick end of the season, but a good one for Royal. The 3-1 tipped back past the glove of Luke Duncan, now 3-2. Royal hit 194 on the year with a 310 on-base percentage.
You wonder how long the leash is. Moving back to the pitcher, Sayo. He's gone 2.1 innings. That was his longest appearance of the year for the Titans.
The 3-2 fouled back once again. A good AV being put together here from the leadoff.
Yeah, Sayo played down in Fullerton with a lot of former Stompers from last year. I mean, Elijah Ramos, Dylan Goff, both made all CCL teams for Sonoma. Paul Contreras got a lot of run his first year down there.
So the 3-2 part 2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice off-speed pitch there, high in the zone, but swung on as it left the zone. A great first batter for Ryan Sayo here in the 5th.
That's a nice first out to get, because technically, I mean, the first 3, you gave a single walk, single last inning, and then you get fielder's choice single again. You make 2 nice outs on the bases, but you only want to get them yourself.
Brings up Cade O'Hara. Got a strikeout and a hit by pitch. He'll take a strike for the first pitch of his at-bat. Sayo comes set and delivers the second pitch. Also catches the zone. Now 0-2. O'Hara with the lumber sitting on that back shoulder.
Yeah, Sayo now has gone 1.1 innings. Only 5 of his 15 appearances beat the mark of 1.
And a beautiful sequence there. 3 off-speed pitches coming from that submarine slot and just left O'Hara motionless in the box.
Maybe Fullerton should have given him more run. Maybe he gets better as he keeps going.
That'll bring up Mason Ashlock, who himself has a pair of Ks much like O'Hara. The first one swinging and the second one watching. And he's going to chop this one up the middle right at Colton Boardman, who can't make this scoop. And what could be extra bases here. No one's on second base, but they'll run it in. And it's an infield single for Mason Ashlock with 2 outs. A tough play to make up the middle. Boardman tried to pick the short hop, but wasn't able to. It'll bring up Donovan Jordan, who got the slow Blues on the board, singled, moved up 180 feet on passed balls, and then came in to score. He swings and misses on another off-speed pitch.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about Boardman, and I've talked to the Stompers coaching staff a lot about how they really appreciate him being the first one out there. Talking to Kenny Meimerstorff, the new Stompers coach, he said, back in my playing days, I love to be the first one out there, but nothing can prepare you for a hop like that.
That one taken for strike 2, and the big difference in this inning versus last is Sayo's doing a good job getting ahead in the count. He's pitching ahead with that off-speed stuff and keeping these batters guessing at the plate. Sayo set for the 0-2. Delivers, yanked that one. Now 1-2 after a great grab by Luke Duncan.
Yeah, it looks like Spencer Gallimore is the one up and loosening in the bullpen for slow. But that motion has stopped for now.
Sayo set for the 1-2. That one just off the plate. Did he go down to first base? No. That's Dean Poteet down the first base line. He did not go. Now 2-2. A good battle from Donovan Jordan. are on first. The 2-2 delivery in there for the second backwards K of the inning. Seo strikes out the side into the bottom of the fifth. We go. The Stompers with a 7-1 lead.
Are you faster than a Sonoma Stomper? The kids are lining up. Remember, you're not racing me, so you guys stay there. We got our Sonoma Stompers are lined up. I am going to go down here a little ways, and I will be the finish line. Are you faster than a Sonoma Stomper is brought to us by GMH Builders. Do it once, do it right. Hire GMH Builders for your next building project. Commercial, residential, GMH does it all. GMH Builders right here in Sonoma. All right, kids, are you ready? Stompers, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! And they're off. We've got, holy cow, here we go. Is she going to win? Is she going to win? She's tearing it up. She's tearing it up. She's knocking over Blues on the way down. And she is not. Nobody is faster than a Sonoma Stomper today. That's Are You Faster Than a Sonoma Stomper? Brought to us by GMH Builders. GMH Builders, the best builders in the North Bay. Commercial, residential. Hire GMH Builders for your next building project.
It'll be McCann, Libby, Colton Boardman, and Charlie Malton to start off the inning against Omar Reynoso in his fourth inning of work, and he's done exactly what the Slow Blues needed him to do and stop the damage. Actually hasn't given up a hit to the Stompers since coming in relief. He'll get a strike one. First pitch to McCann, Libby.
Yeah, Libby flown out twice. One of the few Stompers, or now one of two Stompers to not reach base, but one of those was a sacrifice fly, so productive ABs nonetheless.
Yeah, that sac fly scored. Landon Akers and moved he on from second to third on a
close play.
Very close play at third. The ball fouled on the left field line, so not a difficult throw. The Blues just a bit out of position and might not have expected Hahn to be moving up that 90. Liddy quickly behind 0-2 and fouls another one off down the first base line. Roman Raffelli and Kieran Costa on the call. Closing in on the 2-hour mark of this game. We're just halfway through it. And also set and delivers the 0-2. Started an off-speed pitch outside and couldn't get it to work into the zone. Now 1-2 to Libby.
Yeah, Stompers have been swinging a little earlier with a 7-run lead. Maybe losing their approach just a little bit, but I feel like your exact pace, especially if they start clawing close, you have to keep battling.
That one misses high and out. Now 2-2 to Libby. Libby, the Frisco, Texas native, stands in on the right side. 2-2. Hit softly over to the shortstop, who's going to glove it, make a throw on the run, in time to get Libby by about a step. Not slow coming out of the box, but will be retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Reynoso really has come in and done the job. He came into a base load, no one out situation, hit by pitch, then goes fly out, sac fly, line out, puts down the Stompers 1-2-3 in the third, allows a 2-out walk in the fourth, and a back-to-back ground balls since then. Gets us all caught up to Colton Boardman's third AB.
Boardman been productive for the Stompers so far this season, but struggled so far tonight. A strikeout and a line out. And he'll take a first pitch strike from Reynoso.
And now there's action in the Stomper bullpen. I mean, Ryan Seo's been fantastic, but I'd be shocked if he gets a third frame.
This one hit hard through the 3-4 hole, and that's as base hit as it gets. Boardman found a middle fastball, and he took it for a ride through the infield dirt for a 1-out single.
Yeah, Boardman gets aboard. It had been a tough go for him, a strikeout in a lineup, but now he's aboard, and let's see him run.
I ran up Charlie Malton, who reached on an error in the second and eventually came around to score. Also had a ground ball to short. He'll take a fastball high in the zone, but for a strike.
Yeah, Boardman's already swiped 4 bags. We'll see if they send him here.
We've yet to see the move from Reynoso. And there it is right there. Boardman suspected it was coming and took a half step back or so. And they're going to call a balk here. Said he delivered home first.
Yeah, and here comes Dean Trainer to talk about it. I mean, as he should. But Blake Dempsey was on it early. That's sometimes a problem with the lefty moves. And really every pickoff move could be called a balk. It's just sort of the umpire's discretion. And Trainer really out there talking it over, but he'll head back to the dugout. Probably not the explanation he wanted, as Boardman's still in scoring position. But now with nobody out. 1 out, beg your pardon.
So Boardman gets in free 90 feet there on the balk. A big situation for the Stompers, looking to get back on the board and perhaps force Reynoso out of the game. That 0-1 pitch shot down the right field line, now 0-2 to Malton. So, runner on second and 1 out. Comes set at the belt from the left side. Takes a look at Boardman and delivers. And this one hits straight back up the middle. Coming on to make the catch. He will. That is E.J. Royal in center field, but the throw over the head of the cutoff man. Corralled by Cam Andrews at home plate. And now 2 outs with runner on second.
Ohio State, number 52, Anthony Shepler.
So that'll bring up Anthony Shepler after the line out to center. Shepler 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error and scored. Also grounded out to second. Left on left matchup. Reynoso looking to get out of the inning. This one hit off the end of the barrel past the first baseman, and now they're not going to be able to make a play down to first. A questionable play will be ruled as a hit for Shepler.
I mean, who'd you give? You'd give the air to Comerford, who went into a backhand slide. It was sort of a nothing cue ball in between first and second. Yeah. I don't think Reynoso had it covered even if he'd picked it cleanly.
Yeah, it's a tough play there, especially with the way the ball spins off a swing like that. So first and third with 2 outs. Stompers looking to kick Reynoso off the bump. It's Trent Keys, another lefty. Swings and misses at a nice pitch, middle and low for strike 1.
Yeah, Trent's struggling with the fastball in the early going of this season. He's done most of his damage on breaking pitches, but he's done a lot of damage. He has a double and a home run and a whole bunch of walks.
And he breaks his bat on the second pitch he sees, nearly hits the runner going first to second, and that will end the inning. The Stompers scream but don't score. They'll take a 6-run lead into the 6th here in Sonoma.
I am standing here with Kurt and Dawn, and they are from Montana. Hey, can they listen to rock and roll music in Montana? Hell yeah, she says. All right. So let's play a song and see if they can guess what it is. Oh, he looked at you and he said that you know. All right, top left. Oh, go to name that tune.
Trey, where is it?
Name that tune. Bottom. You got nothing? Come on. Really? So, they played it in 1982. You're not going to guess at all? You're not going to guess at all? All right, go on to the next one. Cheater. Oh, it's your daughter? Okay, all in the family. They said Leonard Skinner.
Yes. Cool.
All right, this is actually from the 60s. He said Jimi Hendrix.
Yes. Cool.
All right, one more. He says AC/DC.
Back at Arnold Field, it's Ryan Seo for his third inning of work. He's thrown 39 pitches, but they're going to give him at least one more as it's fouled off on the third base line for strike one. Seo delivers in there for strike two, and a disgusting pitch there had Gavin Smith stepping out of the box. Now 0-2 to Smith, and the delivery swing and a miss, strike three. An excellent sequence from Seo, and he has the first out of the sixth. Seo's fifth strikeout in just 7 outs. Brings up Brendan Comerford.
Yeah, he's gotten 5 strikeouts, a pickoff, and a heads-up fielder's choice that he made himself.
And this bunt offered down the third base line, popped in. A very smart call there from Seo. Nearly fielded it and threw it to first, but knew he didn't have a play and watched it roll foul.
Yeah, it's been a very well-done outing from Seo. Even that run scored, I mean, you have the pickoff move that was nice, but a comebacker to him. He finds the runner napping off second base, and then if he can get this hitter, he bought himself an out, because that one was a single if it stayed fair and died in the Arnold Field grass.
And a smart play from Brendan Comerford, trying to knock the pitcher out of his groove.
Zach Pace has been on make the fielder play his position.
And swings and misses at a fastball there. Now 0-2. Rules out the bunt scenario, although Comerford did not seem to want to offer again. The 0-2 from Seo. Swing and a miss. Strike three. He's got the first 2 of the 6th by way of a strike three. And Zach Pace going to walk out to the bump. Chances are this is a change. No real damage to avoid. No one on the paths, but maybe just making sure he's good to go. And Pace is going to leave him out there. Not sure what that visit was really for.
Tell him it's his last hitter. Let him know. That's what would be my guess.
Or maybe checking in to make sure he wants to face the lefty. It's Jake Hicksonbaugh who struck out in the second and reached on a fielder's choice. was that rundown we mentioned. So Seiya will pitch to him, and he gets a first pitch fastball on the outside edge for strike one.
Yeah, it has to be something like that. Maybe, I mean, this matches his longest outing all year at Fullerton.
Seiya comes set and deals, misses outside there, went to the slider, tried to work it from out to the outside edge, but didn't quite have it.
Yeah, he's getting up near 50 pitches.
One count. That one swung on and missed by Hicksonbaugh, and now Seiya with a chance to strike out his 7th and finish his 3rd inning of work.
I mean, I'm going to jinx it if I say anything, but it is 6 out of the last 7 hitters have come via the K.
The 1-2. Throws him, gives him the backwards K, and Ryan Seiya have a day out of the pen. Zach Pace tells him he's got 1 left, and in Ryan Seiya fitting fashion, he sits him down with the strikeout. To the 7th we go here at Arnold.
Never know what you're going to see in a Stompers game. Surf and turf, rock out. Look at that rooster pack. Look at that squid squirm. Hey, let's have a big round of applause for our surf and turf rocker.
Back for the bottom of the 6th for the Stompers. There'll be Duncan Akers and Hahn, but right before that, we've got a new arm on the bump for the Blues.
Yeah, Spencer Gallimore comes into the game, a 6'1", 185-pound right-hander out of Lompoc, California. He went to Cabrillo High School and did not make an appearance at his first college season.
That first pitch, he throws Luke Duncan, misses for a ball. And the second one does the same now, 2-0.
31, Spencer Gallimore.
Good time to add some insurance. 7 in the first 2 innings. You got nothing off Omar Reynoso.
And a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch there. A nice wrinkle from Gallimore, now 2-1. The Stompers been a bit streaky with their offense at times so far this season. The 2-1 hit high into shallow left field. It's going to be the shortstop O'Hara, who's called off by Ashlock in left for the first out of the inning. I bring up Landon Akers, who's 1-4-3 on the day, but had a single and scored a big single into left center, scored 2 runs.
2 fantastic defensive plays in center field as well. And he's my player of the game up until this point. I mean, clinical in center.
He's been great for the Stompers all season long. Really one of the best batters in the lineup coming in today, hitting .556, and has also been excellent in the field. He's going to watch the first 2 pitches, 4 balls, now 2-0 with 1 out.
I mean, clinical is actually not the word what he's been doing instead. He's putting on a show. I mean, in no skills clinic are you ranging 45 feet into the gap.
This one, a very similar pitch hit into shallow left. It'll be Ashlock making the grab once again, and quickly 2 gone in the 6th.
These seem like the kind of innings that can flip the momentum to the slow side. I mean, he's 7 pitches. He gets out of here in 10. I mean, hard to retire here in Han in 3 pitches. But you want to at least battle.
Number 1, Kieran Hahn.
It's Gideon Hahn, like Kieran mentioned. Kieran Costa, Roman Raffelli on the call. Gideon Hahn in the box. First pitch he sees misses low. The 3rd batter that we've seen pitch number 1 in the dirt. But Gallimore has worked out of all 3 ball ones, or excuse me, both ball ones. We'll see about the 3rd here. 1-0, foul down the 3rd base line.
Oh, I got it.
And we somehow got a ball in front of us in the press box.
It's near impossible to get a ball up in the press box here at Arnold Field, and I really thought I had my chance. Maybe Coach Pace sees it. Maybe I get A, B. You never know.
And that one misses outside. Now 2-1 to Hahn.
Can you even see me down there? I mean, I was ready. I took the right angle to it. I was camped under it, and it just got caught up in the netting above the grandstand.
The 2-1 swung on and missed as Kieran Costa looking to trade the headset for a mitt. Help out his Sonoma Stompers.
I think it's a good idea for me to stay up here if we're being honest.
Not at Yale or on the field. 2-2 to Gideon Hahn. And he's going to hit a bloop single to left field. A great piece of hitting there.
We've said enough nice things about him, but that's the approach we've talked about nonstop for the last 3 days, and that's all you hear in the Stomper clubhouse. Every coach, I mean, you say, what have you seen from Gideon Hahn? And they say, a great opposite field approach. He sees pitches. He battles when he's behind in the count, and he's been on base all 4 times. I don't know if you move him from the 2-hole.
Hahn certainly working his name into the lineup every day. He's going to get picked down to right field, and that one's thrown exactly where I just said. Now Hahn heads to second base on a interesting choice there by the catcher, Andrews.
Yeah, that goes no stolen base for Hahn. He reaches second on the E2. Not a throw you really needed to make.
Sebastiani stands in on the right side. Had a double, which scored Hahn in the first inning, sparked this Sonoma offense. The 1-0 pitch he sees misses inside.
It's a great goal. Trackman System said just off the inside corner. That's probably the pitch you want to execute there, but you don't get the call. And now Sebastiani is way ahead.
And that's a good spot up there. It's not really a hittable pitch unless he's sitting fastball and meets it way out front. Chance to get a weak ground ball. The 2-0, he goes curveball.
Drops in.
Middle high, it's a good pitch there as well. A tough pitch to hit, just not really something you're looking for, especially ahead 2-0.
So we've really gotten to the point where we're counting outs for Sonoma. You need 9. You have some insurance.
Sebastiani hits the 4th pitch of the at-bat down the line and foul. So it evens count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Gideon Hahn, the 2-hole hitter, stands on the second base. Gallimore shakes off a couple times, finally gets his pitch, and comes set at the chin. The 2-2. Swung on in, missed by Sebastiani, and the bat goes flailing down the third base line, but no one heard and no one scored in the 6th. When we come back, Kieran Costa takes over for the final 3 in Arnold.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have an important announcement. At the end of this, the 7th inning of play, the bar at the ballpark will close. But the bar downtown called Steiner's will be up until 2 a.m. So I'll meet everyone for a nightcap at Steiner's.
Now pitching for your Sonoma Stompers, number 17, Kyle Seo.
So you'll close the book? Okay.
Zach Pace goes back to his scorecard and goes to the same last name. He goes from Ryan Seo to his brother Kyle Seo. I'll give you Ryan's line, and then Roman Raffelli will preview Kyle Seo. 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts, and a pickoff move to boot.
And Kyle Seo, like his brother, no surprise, a Sacramento native, went to school at Inderkum High School before heading out to Sac City College. Made 15 appearances this spring. Got credit for a win, 18 innings pitched, 20 hits, 17 strikeouts, and 17 walks.
Yeah, so he's following the same path of his brother. We'll see if he heads to a D1 program after wrapping up year 2 at Sac City. He's tasked with 8, 9, and 1, starting with Cam Andrews. He's a righty like his brother, but not as aggressive coming down from the side. This one's pulled hard but foul by Andrews, who's grounded out to the shortstop and singled. Kyle Seo ended that outing by striking out 7 of the last 8 hitters he faced. Sometimes it's working, and then sometimes you have what Kyle Seo had today, which was just unhittable stuff in his back 2.5 innings. That's a called strike, and Kyle no slouch himself. He's ahead 0-2. Kosai Suzuki, and then back to the top in E.J. Royal. In the 7th, the Blues running out of time, and it's been a lackluster effort so far from the road squad, and maybe that's the bus ride talking, as that one's grounded towards the Stomper first base dugout, where there's a vacated on-deck circle, and Luke Duncan's going to walk the ball back out to Kyle Seo before he delivers an 0-2. I don't know, maybe he's seen something in the first 2 deliveries from Kyle as they're meeting at the base of the hill.
And you're ahead 0-2, but maybe they're just on the wrong page, and if he throws the wrong pitch, it certainly makes Luke Duncan's job a little bit harder, so just double-checking some signs, reestablishing what they're doing.
0-2 coming from Kyle Seo. The pitch is grounded foul to Blues first base coach, and we'll do it again from no balls and 2 strikes. We'll see. He now has 3 waste pitches to use. We'll see if he tries to make Cam Akers expand. Righty on righty. Seo And Andrews. Another 0-2 offer is popped up shallow right. Sebastiani angling towards the line and makes the running catch in medium deep right field. That's now 5 consecutive put down by Seo pitching.
And the ball didn't sound like much off the bat, but it just kind of kept carrying out to right, but Sebastiani able to make the play.
That brings up Kosai Suzuki in the 9-hole today. Frank Phillips College to LaSalle transfer. He swings and misses, nothing in one. He's flown out and struck out. The top of the lineup, and E.J. Royal looming on deck. The 0-1 home. Swung on and missed, nothing in two. Kyle Say looking for his first punch out. Also wearing the high socks like his brother, not the stirrup socks. Today, the 0-2. Struck him out swinging. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Kosai Suzuki. And there's 2 away in the visiting 7th.
And it doesn't matter which say you're talking about. They're doing a great job of pitching ahead in the count, using their stuff, being confident with it, and just throwing strikes.
Get ahead, stay ahead. And that's what Stomper pitching is doing so far. First pitch to Royal, who takes a called strike one in his 4th plate appearance. He doubled to lead off the ball game, and he grounded out to 3rd and struck out in the 5th. Looking to spark something in these slow bats. 0-1 outside, 1-1. That one 86 on the gun. First of 2, these teams play the 2nd game of their series tomorrow, 6:05 first pitch. Right back here at Arnold Field, pregame show at 5:55. The 1-1 in there for a called strike 2. The Stompers would like to guarantee a series split at the very least with a win today, and they're in prime position to do it. I've said that multiple times this season, though. 7-1. And the 0-2 is outside, and Anthony Schepler, the third baseman, was halfway to the pitcher's mound. He'll have to head back to his position. Sonoma 7, San Luis Obispo 1. 5 hits apiece. Looking to finish off a 1-2-3 frame. That one sent to right. Not very deep. Sebastiani is moving over, drifting into foul territory. He makes the catch. And that is now 9 of 10 retired. Time to stretch at Arnold Field in Sonoma. Stomps in control, 7-1 over the Blues on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
All right, it's take me out to the ball game, everybody. Stompers. The 7th inning stretch is brought to us by Congressman Mike Thompson. You can see his sign right underneath the American flag.
Sunday morning, man, she woke up fighting mad. On about the time I had. And by Tuesday, you could say that girl was good as gone. And then when Thursday came around, I was all alone.
Bottom of inning number 7 in the Sonoma Index Tribune press box. I'm Kieran Costa, joined alongside Roman Raffelli. Thanks everyone for spending your Tuesday evening watching along on the Stompers Broadcast Network. And you must have liked what you've seen. It's 7-1 Stompers as McCann Libby takes ball 1 to start the home half of the 7th. They'll be followed by Colton Boardman and Charlie Moulton. Libby has been the only Stomper to not reach base, but one of just 3 Stompers with an RBI. So still a productive day at the dish for the former Navarro College Bulldog. Takes outside 2-1. Akers, the leadoff man's been aboard with the single. Hirdi and Hahn's been aboard 4 times with 2 walks, hit by pitch and a single. Nick Sebastiani has a double. McCann Libby at bat now. Boardman has a single. Moulton aboard with an error. Shepler aboard with an error and a single. Keys aboard with a walk. And Duncan aboard with a hit by pitch. Libby trying to get on, and he'll have to do it from a 2-2 count. He awaits the pitch from Gallimore. And he delivers, gets Libby to chase. Back-to-back Ks dating back to last frame, and that brings up Colton Boardman, who struck out, lined out, and singled.
Now batting for your Sonoma Stompers, number 3, Colton Boardman.
Boardman played second base at Cal State University Northridge last year. Got a good amount of run as he takes a called strike 1. He was playing shortstop for Sonoma, and the shortstop spot at CSUN was taken by former Stomper Trent Abel, who had himself quite a summer and turned that into quite a season. That one misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Charlie Moulton on deck. No action in the Stomper bullpen. Gallimore pitches, foul back to the screen, 0-2. So it looks like Kyle Sale will get a second inning of work. And then not a safe situation. We see who Zach Pace has left. Maybe he goes 3-3-3. That pitch is outside. A good take on a breaking ball, and the count's level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The shortstop from the Sin City awaits. The 2-2 is popped up left field. Ashlock's going to give it a look, and he'll have a play as he cuts into foul ground. There's 2 away. And after interesting offense-filled first 2 innings, the bats have gone quiet on both sides. That brings up Charlie Moulton.
And I briefly mentioned it earlier. This is a Sonoma offense that's been pretty successful through their first 5 non-CCL games, but had been streaky at times with the offense, just a lot at one time and then not for a bit.
First pitch is in there for called strike 1. 0-1. Same spot, same call. Quickly, 0-2 on Moulton as we've played just about 2 hours and getting near 2.5. 0-2 coming from Gallimore to Moulton, and it's spoiled foul the opposite way. Count holds at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Gallimore, that was his 30th pitch as he's 1 strike away from getting through a second inning of work. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to Moulton is low outside. Nice backhanded block by Camden Andrews. One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, Moulton takes outside, and the count's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stompers leading the Blues 7-1 in the last of the 7th. The pitch, Moulton grounds it to third. Smith fields and throws, picked on the first base side by Brendan Comerford, who's made a couple errors, but he saves his third baseman one there. 1-2-3 go the Stompers. The 8th inning next. Sonoma leading 7-1 on the Stompers Broadcast Network.
Now batting for the Slow Blues, number 1, Cade O'Hara.
We head to inning number 8 as Roman Raffelli and my name's Kieran Costa sit atop the Sonoma Index Tribune press box, and we've watched the Stompers nurse a 7-1 lead into reliever number 3, who's Kyle Sayo, and he delivers a first pitch strike. Ryan Sayo's brother pitched the middle 3 innings, and he struck out 7. And Dean Trainer's come out of the dugout, and he's having a conversation with the home plate umpire, Blake Dempsey. And he has to be talking about the strike zone. No, he's calls over Gavin Smith. Dean Trainer was upset about something. We're not exactly sure what. And our personal hot mic, Roman Raffelli, will tell us what just went down.
Well, it sounded like Trainer was yelling at him for staring into the dugout or doing something. I heard the words, "We're not intimidated by it." Not sure what sparked that, but certainly not a happy head coach on the visiting side.
I mean, come on. He spent 6 hours in the bus today. His team's down 7-1. I'd be frustrated as well. One is swing on a miss, and Dean Poteet, the first umpire, standing level with the first base bag, staring at somebody, and the wheels are falling off the wagon here in inning number 8. Either way, it's 0-2. We're back to baseball. Sayo delivers, and a slider that came in and out of the glove of Luke Duncan. That's a tough one to call. I mean, in the major leagues, you never get a strike call if your catcher doesn't stick it. "1-2 to Cade O'Hara. Struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. Sayo pitches, and that's strikeout number 3. A hat trick for O'Hara to start the 8th.
And a great job, we've been saying it for the last several innings, is the Sayos have come in and just dealt strikeout after strikeout. They're getting ahead in the count early, and they're staying ahead. They're throwing strikes and not even making the defense do much more than staying out there.
That brings up Mason Ashlock. He's struck out a couple times as well. He swings and fouls it towards the snack shack. I don't know how that one made it through the screen. But again, there's been Bats and balls flying all around the yard today. Oh and 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nothing and 2. And Stomper pitching has been, in a word, filthy. Especially out of a bullpen. I mean, actually, not just out of. Well, Jaden Harper was nails. 1 hit over his 3 innings. He K'd 5. The pitch outside as Stomper pitching is looking for their 15th strikeout. And I mean, I'm not great at math, but we're at like 22 outs have been recorded? 23 outs have been recorded. I am not good at math at all. Uh-oh. 1-2 is bounced foul at home plate. Yeah, it's a 27 out game, so there's 3 outs in the ninth. That gets us 24. There's 2 outs to get here. That gets us to 22. 21 outs, 22 outs have been recorded. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. This can't be that difficult. It's 27 minus 5. This is why I have an analytics team. They say it's 22. 14 out of 22 outs have been via the K. 1-2 home. How about another?
That's a great pitch there. Fastball, middle and high, and here, and I'm beginning to think that the S in Sayo stands for strikeout the way those two have pitched tonight.
Starting to think the CN Costas can't do math, because it took me a full batter to try and figure out 22 minus 27 minus 5. This one's bounced towards third. This one's not a strikeout, but Boardman fields and throws in time to get him. And Kyle Sayo has retired all 6 San Luis Obispo Blues hitters he's faced. Time to stretch in the 8th. The Stompers in firm control of their first CCL contest. It's 7-1.
Now batting for your Sonoma Stompers, number 52, Anthony Shepler.
Anthony Shepler leads off the bottom of the 8th. The Stompers haven't scored since the 2nd inning, but luckily for them, it was a 5 spot in that inning to add what was then a 7-0 lead. It's now 7-1 as Shepler takes outside to Spencer Gallimore, who's retired 6 of the 7 Stompers that he's faced. The pitch to Shepler misses outside again. And then he reached on an error and scored in the 2nd. Bounced out in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. He awaits the 2-0, skips in there 3-0 now on Shepler. I'm Kieran Costa, joined alongside Roman Raffelli, the first of many CCL games this summer. The 3-0 is in there, 3-1, a fastball at 84. And there's no action right now in the Stomper bullpen, so I don't think Zach Pace could have drawn it up any better. Jaden Harper for 3, Ryan Sayo for 3, and Kyle Sayo might now come out for his third inning of work as a 3-1 curveball drops in there for a called strike. You don't see a 3-1 curveball all the time.
No, and you see it there. Mostly as a confident pitch. He knows he can throw it. He's got good command on it, and just let it fly.
1-2. Lined into left field, sinking fast for a base hit. An opposite field knock for Shepler. Back-to-back at-bats with singles for Shep, and that brings up Trent Keys.
And it's a great piece of hitting there, but it's the 6th hit of the night for the Stompers, and only one of those is extra bases. They've lived with the singles and playing the small ball.
Let's see how many of those runs. They have a team total 3 RBIs, which I don't think is necessary to collect. Landon Akers should have 2 RBIs. The pitch is popped up behind the plates. With a late break is Andrews, and he makes the catch, sliding into the backstop. Tagging to go to second is Anthony Shepler. That's heads-up base running from the Stomper runner on first, but Camden Andrews went careening into the backstop back behind home plate.
And you might have heard the thud or seen the camera shake a little bit. He didn't initially think he really had a play, but then tracked it down and slid knees first into that back wall.
It still goes as a quality at bat. There's less than 2 outs. He moved the runner over in unusual fashion. And this one is up and away. You don't usually see a foul P2 advance a runner, but that's exactly what Trent Keys did there. And Luke Duncan takes a first pitch that misses 1-0. The pitch inside. And low 2-0 to Duncan, who was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the first inning, so he has an RBI, and then he's bounced out and popped out. Here he swings through a 2-0. It's 2-1.
And a great 2-0 off-speed pitch there. Just pulled the string on that curveball, and Duncan swung right over it.
The pitch. Low. Kicks away from the catcher Andrews, and now Shepler's at third base with just 1 out. They say Luke Duncan went around, so the count's 2-2. But now you shorten up. The infield's gonna play back. They trade a run for an out. Nope, they're coming in, and they're now called to medium depth. They haven't come all the way in on the grass at any point today. Maybe this is their equivalent of the full infield in. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Duncan's gone. Swinging the third for the Blues' third reliever today. That's Gallimore. Back to the top.
University, number 33, Landon Akers.
Akers has flown out a 2 RBI single, a strikeout, and a pop out. He takes a first pitch fastball that's over but low at 84 miles an hour. And Gideon Hahn's on deck. If they get it to him, he'll have a chance to get on base for the 5th time today. It's a pretty impressive feat within itself. The pitch to Akers is popped up, out of play. And it's 1-1. But first, Landon Akers has to continue this inning. One and one. Shepler leads from thirds with 2 outs in the 8th. The pitch is bounced foul right past that runner, and the third base coach Dave Hoke makes a very nice play down there in the third base coaching box. Yeah, he does it all. He's here well before everyone else. He gets to the ballpark around 1 for these 6 o'clock games. He works on the field. He's out there with the hitters, hitting ground balls, throws batting practice. I mean, Dave Hoke hasn't been with the staff that long, but an integral part of it, especially this season. That one's outside 2-2. And Zach Pace has put together a real nice staff. I mean, Coach Mayo's, his hitting coach, has been around the block. He was the high school coach of Spencer Torkelson at Casa Grande, who's now tearing up in his 3rd season in Detroit. The 2-2, swung on a miss, and the inning is over. Maybe we'll talk more about Zach Pace's coaching staff, or maybe we'll just close out the ball game, we hope, as we come back for the top of the 9th inning. The Stompers don't add any more, but do they really need it? They leave 7-1 on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network. Ninth inning, and it's not a save situation, but if he gets out of this inning, it's a save for Kyle Sayo, because it would be his 3rd inning to close out the ball game. And I think if you asked Zach Pace how he wanted to lay out this game, he'd probably say Harper for 3, Sayo for 3, Sayo for 3, and now he's 3 outs away from doing that. It'll be Smith, Comerford, and Hickson barring a 9th inning pinch hitter. That one's hit to deep left field. Moulton chasing back, still back. On the track, he makes the catch. A nice play over in the left center field alley. That is just fully under the lights over there. Moulton, again, not a true outfielder, makes a nice play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gavin Smith's retired.
We saw the ball flying all kinds of out of the park on Sunday, and then this one, it's been kept in the park all but, I mean, the foul balls, and that one just looked like it had the legs, but it'll be reeled in by Moulton.
The pitch is popped up. Moulton might have another chance, but I think Shepler is going to give it a look. In foul ground, he lets it fall. And that was almost 2 pitches, 2 outs for Sayo. That one hit up in the lights. I mean, they're on, but it's still a dusky hour. That was a pop fly that was just knuckling around up there, and Shepler just couldn't make the play. It's no harm, no foul. If Brendan Comerford's retired, if not, it's going to go as an E5. So stay tuned to see how that plays out. The 0-1 comes. Swing and a miss. Made him look silly. O2 pitch coming from Sayo to Comerford. Here it is. Struck him out swinging. Went chasing a fastball up and away. And now the Stompers are just 1 out away. That's 4 strikeouts for Kyle Sayo. And that brings up Jake Hickson, and he'll represent the last chance for the Blues, and the Stompers are 1 out away from starting CCL play with a victory. That one's grounded foul towards the visiting on-deck circle. The count's 0-1. And not to speak too soon, but now I'm entering my 2nd full season here in Sonoma. I called half a season 2 years ago. This is maybe the cleanest game I've ever seen the Sonoma Stompers play. I mean, dynamite pitching from 3 different guys, and you score 7 runs in the first 2 innings. You do it without a long ball, too. That one's popped up. If it stays in play, it should do it. Shepler with another chance. He makes this one. Ball game over. Stomps win. Sonoma cruises past Slow 7-1. And that, my friends, is how you play 9-inning baseball game. 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Sonoma, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors from the Blues. And this one was all Sonoma from the very, very beginning, Roman.
Yeah, from start to finish, they just played a complete ball game. You see them out there high-fiving. Everyone there deserves that high five. You talk about a bullpen, or a starter that gave the team a good start and 5 strikeouts, and then a bullpen that came in and struck out 11 between the two Sayo brothers, and the offense put up 7. And while they didn't do anything past that second frame, they got the job done, and that's what matters.
Yeah, if you're a part of the Sayo family, you have to be so proud of what those two did today. They're going to find themselves in the scorebook twice. Ryan Sayo's the winning pitcher. Kyle Sayo gets the save as he finished out the last 3. Let's go through. 3 innings pitched for the starter Harper. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 5 strikeouts. Ryan Sayo, 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and a pickoff move to add on. Kyle Sayo, beautiful as well. Zeros, except a 4 in the strikeout column in his 3 innings. Cooper Bagby gets velocity. He didn't have it today. 1+ innings, 2 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned, 2 walks, a strikeout, 1 hit by pitch. Omar Reynoso and Spencer Gallimore throw up zeros out of the bullpen. And let's start with the pitching. I mean, top to bottom. Let's start with Harper. His stuff was live. He was getting strikeouts in the first 3.
Right, I mean, those 3 innings, only gives up a hit and a walk, but strikes out 5. Was touching, 91, 92 with the fastball, and was just working counts as good as he can draw them up. He had an ideal day, and then after 3 innings, he exits, which is exactly what his coach wanted for him. That's a great start, and it set his team up for success.
Yeah, let's talk offensive side of the ball a little bit. Gideon Hahn on base all 4 times in the 2-hole. I mean, he wasn't in the lineup the first 2 games of the season. All he's done since is produce.
He was great in that 2-hole. He was great in the defense as well. He contributed to that put out between the bases, and he was just a consistent bat that the team can rely on and get the offense going. He has a great approach, which is huge at the top of the lineup, because when you get your first look at the starter in the first inning, you want a guy who can go up there, see 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches, and let the on-deck batter and the guys in the dugout see what the pitcher's working with and how they can be successful moving forward.
I mean, everybody, or almost everybody, 8 of the 9 get on base. The Stompers pick up a couple more knocks than they usually do. 6 for the Stomps. We'll run your final totals one more time. 7 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the winning Stompers. 1, 5, and 3 for the visiting Blues. The Stompers now 4-2 overall, 1-0 in league play. The Blues 6-1 in out-of-league play, get handed a loss. They're now 6-2 and winless, obviously, in California Collegiate League action. These 2 teams finish off their mini 2-game series tomorrow at 6:05. You can visit the Stompers website or give us a call if you want tickets. And if you can't make it out to Arnold Field, you can follow along our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter. Or, I mean, Roman and I want you on the broadcast tomorrow, 5:50 the pregame show, 6:05 first pitch. The Stompers 4-2, 4 wins in a row, and no better way to start the California Collegiate League season. 7-1 Stompers. Your winning pitcher, Ryan Sayo. Your losing pitcher, Cooper Bagby. And Kyle Sayo gets the save. A beautiful night for baseball ends in a beautiful victory for Sonoma. For everybody that makes this broadcast run, and for my broadcast partner, Roman Raffelli, I'm Kieran Costa, saying so long on a Tuesday night in Sonoma.